a HeadGum podcast.
All right.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite comedy podcasts ad-free? Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts, included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app or visit amazon.com/comedy ad-free. That's amazon.com/comedy ad-free and catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
This is All Fantasy Everything, the podcast where we fantasy draft anything and everything from the world of pop culture. On today's episode, we're drafting dad stuff, because we've got two dads on the episode, and two people who might be dads.
Whoa.
No, not that we know of, but you never know. Our guest today is staff writer at The Ringer, Dan Devine. Dan covers the NBA at The Ringer, but his colleagues know him for being peak dad. I'm your host, Ian Carmel, and I'm joined, as always, by my friends and comedians, David Borey, and recent father, Sion Jordan. Let's get into it. Welcome to another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything, the podcast that had a beautiful sea bass for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a sea bass for dinner?
Well, not a whole sea bass, but I did have a beautiful piece of sea bass for dinner.
What'd you do to it?
I ate it, dude.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm not gonna press.
It was like
That's your business.
lemon and herb crusted. I'm on the meal plan again.
Oh, so you didn't crust it?
I didn't crust a thing, dude.
Uncrustable.
Love don't crust a thing. See?
Think you're gonna eat my fish? You don't.
I would eat her fish, though, for the record.
I'd eat her fish.
Who would not?
And I mean, this isn't even a double entendre.
That's a legitimate beef. That's a legitimate problem.
It's a legitimate fish.
If you got fish, then eat a carp, Do people eat carp?
What? No.
Probably don't eat a carp, huh?
Carp is trash.
But nobody eats it, even if it's like shit. I know, but it's like...
I feel like David is probably the only person who regularly fishes, right? Or has fished with some regularity.
Yeah.
I would rather eat your ass with a spoon than eat a carp.
You don't threaten him with a good time, David.
Whoa, somebody threw a hot carp on me one time, and I got streptococcus on my arm. True story. I swear to God.
Isn't that like a staph infection?
Yup.
How does the temperature have anything to do with the relative virality of it?
Yeah, or do you mean it was stolen? Was it a stolen carp?
I assumed that it was stewing in its own juices type of thing.
Is Hot Carb the guy that was married to Topanga?
Yeah, that's right. Deep hole. Shout out to Jensen. Wow.
Coming in hot. Might only get one shot at this. Gotta come in hot.
Oh, man, live it.
Yeah.
Drive it like you stole it, man.
That's exactly
Drive it like
right.
it's a hot carp, dude.
You just took my spot. I'm a guest now. You did it.
Put it away wet.
You just weaseled in.
Sean, who do you like in the play-in tournament? You got to be Dan now.
That's right.
Oh crap!
Give me 1,900 words on Marc Gasol by tomorrow.
On Marc Gasol?
That's exactly right.
Dank.
You're right.
I don't know if I know 1,900 words. Do they have to make sense all put together?
Can I tell you the secret of my career? They never have to make sense.
Can I just be like pugil stick, Longinus?
We have the same secrets of our careers. That's amazing.
That's right. I've always said I'm sort of the David Borey of the blog game. Is kind of how I describe myself to a lot of people, and then a lot of people are like, I see that in you.
No, that's understandable completely.
Orange skyscraper, vanilla grass.
He's getting there.
We grew up to like 12. This is amazing.
Are you having a stroke?
Barry Darrison.
Stop stroking out.
Hebebertation.
Do you smell mint?
How?
Mint? Wait, mint? I thought it was burning hair.
It's burning toast.
Is it mint now? We gotta decide on what it is, because I'm already worried I'm having a stroke all the time. So if it's multiple things you smell, it needs to be one.
If you go to the doctor in the Midwest, they say that if you smell diptyque candles, that you're probably having a stroke.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
They say
They
that,
think,
like,
but they think Diptyque is that African American gentleman who took their daughter to prom.
they really do. Now, Diptyque, I said 11, not 11:01. Okay.
Diptyque, yeah.
He said, quite frankly, I start. So not only do I start, I also finish. So we'll see at midnight, pops.
Well, Diptyque, I was in JV. I almost lettered. So till I was 38, and I found out what that means. And turns out I wasn't a JV athlete. Or I was. Wait, was I or wasn't I?
I think
You were a JV athlete, yes.
I was. Everybody's JV who's not varsity, right? Or no?
Well, I mean, there's probably also a freshman team.
Do you were you on that as an upperclassman, or was this an early entry level position?
No, I wasn't that whack. No, I wasn't like not a freshman on the freshman team. That's
So then, yeah, listen, junior varsity, and you know what? If you feel like you're varsity, I'm not going to sit here and hold you. Like, that's fine.
I do.
That's
I do
I am.
feel- Thank you.
I'm gonna sit
Yes,
here and
damn
hold
it.
you.
I have a new David, and his name's Dan. Dan wouldn't give me shit for being excited to see him in a couple days like you did, so there.
Oh yeah, you mean that joke I made? It was pretty good.
No, everybody out there, David was bullying me again, like he does.
I'm not gonna let this stand. You're a liar.
Boys! Boys!
Sorry.
Boys!
Sorry, Ian.
I could be a dad.
Yeah, girls.
I have girls, and there is still a lot of that. There's still a lot of yelling boys at them.
You're just out there in the front yard screaming boys, and they're like, yeah, girls, he's real bummed about it.
That dude's not handling it well.
Yeah. My girl's better learn a 3 technique pretty quick, alright? Because I got one speed. I got one speed.
We line up in a 2-eye in this family.
Daddy, why do you keep calling me Icebox?
I know, why do you keep fumbling?
Right.
Damn.
It's called
Little
aspirational
giants.
naming. Get used to it.
Now go find your brother, 2-time Tony Award winning actor, Billy Porter Carmel. I don't know if he has 2 Tonys, but he might.
If he doesn't, he should. He's delightful.
He is. He's a lovely man. He's a lovely man in very precarious shoes, that Billy Porter. The same could be said about Sean Jordan. Sean S. Jordan on Twitter, Sean Cougar Melon Jordan on Instagram, Chandre Dawson on the Diamond.
Threw a purple shirt on today, man. I'm feeling fun today. And I put the purple shirt on. That was the highlight of my day so far. Well, except for this. So, and I have a daughter. That's how much I wanted to wear this purple shirt.
What were the shoes? Did you do any matchy? What's going on here?
Haven't. No. We wanted to walk, but other than that, I haven't had shoes on all day.
Is there anything on the purple shirt? Let's talk our listeners through it. So far,
It's a prom festival shirt. You guys remember that
Oh,
festival
I do.
that was in Omaha,
Yeah.
in Denver? There's a wrestler on it, I think. I think it's like a
Okay.
I was at
barbarian.
that one.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know, Sean, I gotta be honest with you. When you told me you put on a purple shirt today, and there was something on it, I got a little concerned that it might be like a clown prince of crime type situation.
Wow.
Oh no. That'd
I
be
like what you
twisted.
called him that.
I'm not trying to do you like that. The crown prince of crime.
It's like it's late over here on the East Coast. I don't need any kind of twisted freaks happening in my screens.
That's too twisted for a Monday evening. That's when we're recording. That's too
I
twisted.
mean, isn't he from Philly?
The Joker?
Where is the Joker from?
Are you asking if the Joker's from Philadelphia?
It just felt like it felt like it lined up.
He's from Gotham.
AKA, is that South Philly? I don't know the neighborhoods.
Not everybody that lives in Gotham can be from Gotham.
Yeah.
Some of those people gotta be from other places.
Philly. I think he's from Philly.
Came out swinging from a Wawa basement. Yeah, it was a tough
I
tough
mean,
time for him.
okay, but honestly, if you had to pick one American city that he was from, it would be Philly or Tacoma.
Pittsburgh.
The Joker?
Tampa Bay.
He's not from Florida?
He's from Sacramento, dude.
Oh.
He could be from Sacramento.
He might be from Sacramento. Purple.
Yeah. He grew up a king. He loves Vladi Divac.
Yeah, he loves Blotty, dude. He loves Bobby Jackson.
He loves Mike Bibby.
He was convinced Lawrence Funderburk was going to be a much bigger deal than he wound up being.
Yeah, man.
That's what turned him.
He's a Jimmer guy.
Finally, me knowing that name for my job has turned out to be funny and useful in another context. This is wonderful for me.
Amen. It's like the glasses of water and signs. You knew it was there for a reason. You just didn't know what.
Man,
Swing away, Dan.
swing away.
It would be funny though if there was just like some white, like if your shirt was purple but with like a big white splotch in the middle, and you were out skateboarding, something like that. Just getting worked up out there, like you do in the world. You're an active guy, and you got some sweat on your forehead. And you lean down, wipe the sweat off your forehead with your purple shirt, and you come back up. You got Joker makeup on, dude.
Dude, you know it would have been like uber twisted.
Wait.
Okay.
So you come up, you got Joker makeup on. Then you look down at your shirt. It's the fucking Joker.
Yeah, man. Now,
Twisted.
if you during that act out would
Yeah.
have somehow come back up as the Joker, like when you were wiping your face,
That would have been fucking twisted, dude. That would have been super twisted. Probably too
I
twisted.
don't know
for
if
this
I'm ready.
podcast.
I don't know if I'm ready to twist people up that much.
Yeah, listen, I'm just grateful we're not there. I'm grateful we're talking about it and like working through some of my feelings
Yeah.
on the matter, but like we're not there yet. I'm glad.
No.
I don't want it to happen.
No.
Right,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I bet it is.
So Sean, got anything new coming up?
Oh, we did a flea flicker back there. Who's passing the ball?
All right. Oh, no.
That's how I feel right now.
That's the most twisted Joker
That's how I
too.
fucking feel, dude.
You know what? I deserve that. I earned that.
Jared Leto's the Joker.
I had it coming.
I don't like Jared Leto as the Joker.
No.
AKA Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, dude.
I've never seen him in the same room at
Did you
once.
hear that shit that Machine Gun Kelly and Conor McGregor got in a little scrap last night at the VMAs? VMAs
What?
are different. I guess.
Are
I
they
guess Conor
different?
McGregor. No, I guess maybe not. Conor McGregor wanted to take a picture with MGK wore it as MGK pushed him, and a scrap ensued. And
A fracas?
That feels made up for TV.
Yeah, that's like that's a Triller bout in 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What world is Conor McGregor gonna ask something and MGK gonna be like, get off of me physically?
the world where Doja Cat's hosting wearing a chair.
That makes more sense to me than MGK thinking that he could push Conor McGregor and get away with it.
Dude, MGK thinks he's hard. He probably is hard. I don't know. I bet he's tough.
I don't.
I feel like
bet that.
pop culture at some point just got up on one of those weird little scooters and just is doing circles around me. I can't. It's so hard to keep up with shit. I know who both of those people are. I know who Conor McGregor and Machine Gun Kelly is, but the fact that happened at the VMAs makes me feel like I know less about them.
It's hilarious. I was just looking through VMA Twitter last night, and I was like, I don't know anybody. I don't know any of these names. It's hilarious. It happened.
This entire conversation might be tip and picks. Like this is the like.
That's true. Sean, you have anything coming up?
November 18th, I'll be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota with Kyle Kinane, among other dates in the Midwest. But that's the one that I want you to go to. November 18th. And then some other, I think Lincoln and Iowa City. That's the most twisted one. Flesh face Joker?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Fleshface Jack Nicholson is a bad. That looks.
It is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I look like that when I'm drunk now. That's my drunk phases.
I don't look at like it. It looks like vaguely erotic.
I was gonna say Ian was about to say flesh-faced Jack Nicholson looks like a bad dude, and I was like, in the show's canon, that might actually be true.
I mean, you rearrange some of these lines, and that's a vagina.
It's
That's
not.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not far off.
For all the listeners, David then had a picture of the American flag up before he said to rearrange the lines vagina. Was no longer the joke.
Oh yeah, these colors don't run. Women live here too, Sean.
He's a feminist, Sean.
Damn it.
Something maybe you should show a little more interest in.
Yeah.
As a father of daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a father of daughters,
If
dude.
that didn't do it, nothing's gonna do it. So no.
Pasha. Okay, so Sean doesn't have any stand-up coming up. David Bory is here as well. Cool Guy Joke 77 on Instagram. The G is truly silent on Twitter because he's off that fucking app.
I'm done.
Dunzo. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. What date does this come out?
There's just no way to tell. At
September
this point.
30th.
Okay, Marissa.
This comes out September 30th. Oh, so tomorrow I'm gonna be in Des Moines, Iowa, for the Des Moines Comedy Festival. I'm headlining a show. What venue? I don't know. Check my Instagram. It'll say. And then, you know, I got some dates dated later down the road, but I don't have a calendar. I mean, don't worry about that. Just
Don't worry.
come to Faded. You know, listen to All Fantasy Everything. Watch James Corden's show late.
That's right.
Go to Sean's yard, see what he's doing.
Don't come to my yard.
Go to Sean's yard.
Don't come to his yard.
Play on his drums, drumline
Please.
style.
Please don't come play on my drums.
Hit us up for his address. We'll give it to you.
We will DM it to you.
Yeah.
It's 69187 on the corner of Buck Boulevard and Dank Street. The
Santeria.
311's always playing in my yard. It's actually Peanuts drum set. Is that one of the 311 guys?
If you're gonna come to his yard, make sure you come original. Let's just get that out of the way right now. Dan Devine is here. Your Man Devine on Twitter. Your Man Devine on Instagram. Your Man Devine in the cosmos, dude. Your Man Devine in real life. He is truly your man, Dan Devine. Dan, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It is a legitimate thrill to be on this program. I'm a huge fan of it, and also now Shocker can shut up about being like the only guy I know who came on the show like that. Like,
Yeah.
he's been like, "When do you get on the show, bud? When do you get on the show, bud?" I was like, "I'm getting to it. Like, we're figuring it out. We're working through it." No, Shocker Saman is a lovely and wonderful person.
Shout out to Shocker.
No.
Shout out to Shocker, but he just got a leg drop through a press table, dude.
You can do. Well, I think this is kind of what he gets. He hit me up when he was going to come on the last time for Guinness Book of World Records, and I do some advanced scouting for him. Like, what's some records? Like, yeah, let's look through some shit. And
He subbed it out?
he was like, "Hey, I trust you," and I was like, "Well, you shouldn't have, because I'm about to air you out on this podcast."
Wow.
Damn!
But
Whoa.
this is what happens. So you do that.
Yeah.
You offer some suggestions because you're trying to help your friends out, and then they don't use any of your shit, and you're like, "Well, okay, I guess not only am I not getting like a." I'm doing such a good job in this draft, and thanks so much to my friend Dan Devine for his spiritual guidance on this program. But like,
He didn't say
he
shit.
didn't say
He
nothing.
didn't say shit.
He didn't say a damn thing.
But no, yeah, glad to be following in the footsteps of some giants like Shocker on this program.
Shocker. I'll say it. Banned from the podcast. Ooh.
Yeah, I hate to
Banned from the
I hate it
podcast.
had to be him, but listen, sometimes it's the way it goes down.
Shocker, and who else is on the
Mike Malloy's banned from the podcast. The
Lost
Rock.
band? Yeah.
Andre 3000.
Whoa, we got
Whoa.
Do we have a list? I thought we had a big
three
list.
stacks?
Yeah, because now it seems like that's why he hasn't done the podcast.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Barack Obama?
Barry O. No thanks.
I mean, he shouldn't
Sorry.
have said all those things, and I think
Yeah,
he knows
Pam Grier, you know what you did.
Yeah, Pam Greer's out. Pam Greer's on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Face pressed up
Chloe
against
and Haley?
Yeah.
Is that the order you say them in?
Chloe and Hallie.
Chloe and Hallie?
And Hallie.
And
Barry.
Hallie.
Yeah, Halle Berry's out too.
Halle Berry, Barry Switzer, and Swizz Beatz are all banned.
It's tough, but you got to respect it. Listen,
Yeah.
you set boundaries, you set limits, and you've got to stick to them.
That's what happens. All we got in this world are our balls and our words.
That's right.
And this podcast.
We don't break them for anything.
I got like 30 pairs of shoes too. I got that.
That's true. I got like a bunch
Also
of.
a daughter you have, Sean.
Causing a ruckus right upstairs. I can
I
hear.
got a bunch of copies of Dana Schwartz's forthcoming novel, Anatomy of Love Story, which you can purchase now.
I have 3 fucking ring lights. None of them are on. I guess I could turn one on.
I got an uncovered light bulb up there. You can just see the bulb.
Nice.
That's what lights this den.
I got 2 microphones. Fuck you, Nas.
All I need is 2 mics.
You got 2 microphones, one for each of you.
One for each of y'all.
I don't really have anything cool to promote. I write for TheRinger.com, which is a website that covers a lot of things. I cover the NBA primarily. NBA season is going to be starting up again soon. I'm writing even when it's not in season because that's what the job is. But like there'll be training camp stuff and preseason stuff and then season stuff. And I write a lot. That's what I do. So if you want to read me talk about the NBA, I do that there. And I guess apparently every once in a while I get to come on here and crap on Shocker. So keep your ears peeled for that. Watch out for Detox.
Yeah, fuck you, Shocker.
I love Shocker. We just got tacos like a month ago, man.
I know, I love Shocker too. Shocker's the best.
I saw him for drinks this weekend, and it was very kind. It was also, he was very kind, and this is another the kind of thing we can talk about. He was like, I don't know how often you get to go out. Do you want to go out drinking? I was like, I do want to go out drinking, and we should let me go through the procedures and the protocols to make sure that I can clear my schedule for a few hours to go do that. And then I did that, and I did in fact accomplish the goal, getting drunk with Shocker.
Hell
Yes.
I've accomplished that goal too.
Absolutely. I've crossed that finish line.
Oh yeah.
He is a truly lovely man. He really is a lovely man.
I think I've accomplished that goal more than he's accomplished that goal when I've been out with Shocker.
I lap him whenever we're hanging out.
You know, as the kids say, it's not a race.
Yeah, it is. It always is. Never starts out that way, but it always finishes
It's
that
a
way.
race to the Postmates app to order Taco Bell. You always get there though.
Oh
My
man.
God, you always get there. So, were there a couple people? What is now I know, but for our listener, what is basketball?
Well, start here with it being.
Dan, can I take this one?
You know what, David? I wish you would, David.
David, could I take this, please? A way of life?
Okay.
A spiritual pursuit for you, Sean?
Sure, yeah. Ever since James Naismith?
There it is.
Naismith set out and invented basketball. It's been a way of life for me.
A lot of people don't know that he first nailed Peach Basket to wall in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
It was too false.
That's why it's
That's
such a
before-
dominant basketball hotbed and has been for so long.
Before the Skyforce took over the city.
That's right. And our
Dan,
hearts.
who's your favorite Sioux Falls Skyforce player?
Oh man, listen, it's really hard because there's just so many. I'm gonna go out and say I'm gonna guess Sundiata Gaines at some point played for the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Just as the law of averages at a certain point. So we're gonna go with him, and we're gonna say he is easily my favorite Sioux Falls Skyforce player of all time.
Also, Ginobili started there.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. Larry Ginobili, not as
Yeah,
successful.
not my move.
Not as successful.
He works
Boy,
at Tires now.
When you put the last name Ginobili on anything other than Manu, it sounds like the least athletic person ever.
Yeah.
Bruce Ginobili?
My name is Jake Ginobili.
No, that guy is not a basketball player?
Oh
Jake
my god.
Ginobili? Kevin Ginobili? No.
He does still have the bald spot, but he has none of the moves.
No way. He sells tires.
Sean, you could try out for the Skyforce on Saturday. I will play your plane ticket to go from the live AFB, fly to Sioux Falls.
Are you gonna come with me? Because I want to hang out with you.
Yeah, I'll go with you. If you're gonna try out for the Skyforce, I'll be front row.
Listen,
Man.
I'm not booking the territory, but this feels like Patreon content. It feels like.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
If
pitch.
you join the $5,000 a month tier, Sean Jordan will play a full season for the Sioux Falls Skyforce.
I feel like at this point, not me, but I think Ian has the influence to get you in one season.
A whole season, not just
Yeah.
like he's gonna play a game. It's just gonna be. Oh, I love that. Sean, I love that as a journey for you. Also, like, you know, you're a father now. You've got to, diversify revenue streams, and professional
Exactly.
basketball might be another opportunity for you to do that. You got to have a lot of plate spinning. A lot of plate spinning.
Yeah, I know it was your fallback career, but like, you've been successful in your primary. Time to open it up.
You guys are putting a lot of wind in my sails. Sure. Oh yeah, I'll be a Skyforce. Yeah, sure.
I gotta take a little wind out of your sails now. Your answer about what basketball is wrong. Basketball is jazz. That's the only right answer. Basketball is jazz.
Mm-hmm. You just got to get out there and play jazz, bro.
Read Dan Devine's writing on jazz on TheRinger.com.
Like, the only thing that I don't write about is jazz. I think I've written about every other kind of thing but jazz. But yes, go for it. Thank you.
Jazz. Do you have a couple favorite pieces that you would like to point people towards, and anything you've written that you really like people to read?
Yeah, so it's bad because one of them isn't basketball, but that's okay,
That's great. No, it's wonderful.
So I got to interview Michael Morona and Danny Tamborelli, who were Pete and Pete. We did a Nickelodeon Week package.
Oh yeah.
I got those guys on Zoom for like an hour and a half, and that was very like, when can we schedule this? You are dads of young kids, and we sat, but then, like, it was a Friday afternoon, and they were like, I am not only ready for this, like, I want to talk to another guy around our age who has kids, and like, I am cool with talking about like being a child star or whatever. Like, so that was That was a lot of fun. We did like a Nickelodeon Week package, and I did a long Q&A with them, which was really cool. So it was cool. And my editor, Andrew Grudadaro, headlined it Between Two Pete's, which was a lot of fun for me. I enjoyed
that's a
that.
great name.
And then I will say a basketball thing. I did a feature story a little while back on like what it takes to stick around. Like if you're not a star level guy, star level player, you know, somebody who is going to get that max deal no matter what. Like what is it? Every year there's 60 draft picks and international guys and dudes coming out of high school or now like G League Ignite or whatever. What does it take to stick around and carve out a career if you're not a superstar? And it wound up being a feature story called The Art of Sticking Around, where I talked to like 8 or 10 players who had spent more than a decade in the league, and guys like they're just on rosters all the time, but they're not superstars, but they just keep getting work, they keep getting gigs, and it turns out that a lot of the stuff that makes you employable as an NBA player who's not a star is a lot of the stuff that makes you employable and like a decent person to hang out with in regular life. Like
be cool, be fun to have around.
And
Have weed.
Yeah, seriously. It's my gun, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I remember reading that. It was really, really good. That was fantastic.
Thank you, Ian. So yeah, that is it was called The Art of Sticking Around in the NBA, and there will be more. I mean, I don't know about more long feature stuff, but I'm going to be writing a lot. As it turns out, I am a writer about the NBA, and that is something that is people are interested in at The Ringer. So keep an eye on TheRinger.com. What a good website.
Writes about jazz.
That's
My
right.
name is Ian Carmel, at Ian Carmel on Twitter, at Ian Carmel on Instagram, at Ian Carmel on Jewish. This app I downloaded for my sprinkler that I think is overwatering my yard, which has now become a moral issue
Yeah, that's the thing.
due to the ongoing drought. But we'll see. I'll get to the bottom of it, and I don't care who's at the top.
Is it the kind of thing where this like sprinkler, like they get rid of all the vowels and it just sort of condenses the letter?
sprinkler?
Is it? Yeah.
Sprinkler.
It's called honeybee, but it's crazy that it's not. Oh no, wait, holy shit! It's called beehive, but it's B-HYVE. Oh, beehive.
Oh, beehive.
Mm-hmm.
Beehive, dude. Anyway, I'll be watering my yard. Come by and look how lush it is. I don't care. Stick me to the wall. You know? Cancel me. All right? You can cancel me and I'm going to walk into my yard and lay on the ground. I don't overwater. I'm afraid I am. All right? You're backing me off. My hard stance. All right? Fine. I don't even have a yard. I live in a shoebox with a little roll of toilet paper in it and some sawdust.
I mean, it's the only defensible way to do it. It's the only lot. You know, you're being a conservationist, and we all respect that about you.
It's the only ethical consumption under capitalism is living in a very small shoebox with one of those water bottles with the little bead
the
in
hamster
it.
drip.
You gotta kind
Yeah,
of.
I put tequila in it.
Yeah.
Consumption, you said, it used to be a term widely. A lot of people thought this, that it meant alcoholism. Did not. A lot of people thought that. Like most people thought that's what it meant. It actually means tuberculosis. So just so you guys don't look like fools out in the world.
Thank you.
Most people, almost all of them, thought that was slang for alcoholism back in the day.
It's a good thing you're so good at jazz, dude. That's all I'm gonna say.
I am, man.
Somebody said that they used the phrase hamster drip for me, and that's how I know that they thought my clothes looked like shit.
Yeah, you don't want like a TikTok tween calling you that.
No.
Check out old hamster drip.
They're hurtful, and I'm old, and that's how it gets. That's how it goes.
Dude, if someone called me hamster drip and I knew they were cool, I'd start crying.
Hamster drip. You dress like one of those Kia commercial gerbils from like 5 years back.
That's right. Yep.
Dude, that's basically how they're dressing, man. It's crazy.
Tell you what else is crazy. Just the lineup of fun we have on the Late Late Show with James Corden every night. Make sure you check it out, where I am the affable sidekick. What else is going on? Listen to All Fantasy Everything, and that's it. We are gathered here today, not only to watch Dan and Sean take a drink at the exact same time,
We did, didn't we?
but also to draft dad shit, which that might be dad shit. We'll find out. We have two dads here. Dan, I believe this was your idea to draft dad stuff, right?
It was. This was basically a ruthless plug for myself. I think it was, but it was more like I've been listening. I'm listening to the show a lot, regularly, religiously, and Sean's been talking a lot about how his experience of becoming a new father is, and I thought it would be interesting to hear because we're at very different stages of this. I have 2 daughters. One is 7 and one is 4. So, further along in the process. And what our experiences are like, what kind of things Sean thinks is like represents dad shit as a baby, father of a newborn, and what you guys think represents dad shit as guys who are not fathers of children. So like, I thought that would be an interesting sandbox to kind of play around in, and then to present myself aggressively as a guest for that topic.
You're the elder father.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the elder father.
Oh man, I should not like that nearly as much as I did. That felt real good coming over here. Thank you, David.
All right, I got you.
I appreciate you.
David got a compliment and I didn't, so now I'm just a wreck for the rest of the episode.
I'm sorry.
I blew it.
I don't know how to deal with this now.
Ian, your lawn looks great.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I've been watering it 6-7 hours a day. Love it.
Thanks to all those Beyonce fans.
Shout out to what Lil Nas X wore to the Met Ball today. He dressed like C-3PO and it's fun.
That's awesome.
That guy
Great.
knows what time it
That
is.
guy, and I say this like in a good way, that
Yeah.
guy's got some shenanigans.
Yes!
Yeah.
He's got shenanigans and antics, and I love it.
The man is full of antics. He is antic. He's antic as an adjective.
Also, isn't he like 6'7"?
Maybe. That's
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure he's like huge.
He's just a welcome addition to the zeitgeist. I'm glad that guy's around for a while.
For sure.
You know? We're going to do some fun stuff. But we're not gathered here today to talk about Lil Nas X. We're gathered here to draft dad stuff. We're going to fucking do it. We're going to friggin' do it. I've been circling. I don't know why I'm circling the runway for so long.
Well, you're doing
I need
good.
to get into it. It's been a long day. It's been a long day and I'm hot. I had a pitch today. You know, I wore a jacket even though it was 90. I'm all fucked up, but we're still going to do it.
That's
We're
good.
still
And
gonna
you know
do
what,
it.
Ian? I think you're holding on to it pretty well right now, and I want you to consider this a compliment that you can pair with what David had. And I think that we can maybe get to a more balanced spot with it.
There we
I
go.
feel amazing. I feel amazing now. Between that and my lush, just dripping yard. So fertile out there.
I feel bad watering it when it's wet, but like you gotta keep the cycle
You
going.
gotta water
you know?
things when you're wet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so
exactly.
green. It's so green.
If there's dew on the grass,
Water it again, dude. That's the key
Yeah.
to a healthy marriage. That's the key to a healthy marriage, and that's what we're talking about here today.
oh, that's what I tell my wife all the time.
That's right. I say to her,
You're not wet. This ain't working.
Patricia, if you're not,
If you're out there, just come home.
Just come on.
If you listen to this every week and still don't want to come home, I'm
All right,
begging you.
I swapped out all
Please.
the cedar chips in our little shoebox.
Our yard is so green. I know it's your
So
favorite
green.
color. Please come home.
Our backyard looks like Legends of the Hidden Temple. Patricia, come home.
Please come home. I'm here.
We're going to determine the order of that draft is through a rollicking game of rock, paper, scissors. Play between the three of you. We throw one, shoot. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, David
Why
wins.
does it happen
Clean.
all the time?
Just a clean win.
All the time.
Clean rock over 2 scissors for Sir David Borey.
Thank you.
David, as the winner of rock, paper, scissors, it is incumbent upon you to determine the order of today's draft. But before you do that, I will remind you, it is a serpentine draft.
And what is that?
That's a great question.
When I was a bartender and a group of people would order shots, I would line up all the shot glasses. I thought this looked really cool. I would line up all the shot glasses, then I would just do all their shots. No, I would line them all up, and I would start pouring a little bit. Like if it was like 10 shots of tequila, I'd be like, all right, and I'd start on the left, and I'd just pour a little bit all the way over to the right, hang out for like half a second, and then go all the way back over to the left, hang out for half a second, all the way back over to the right.
Okay.
So just kind of filling them back and forth. I don't know why I thought that looked so cool.
Did you do like a cocktail spin out though? Like
Yeah, sometimes. You know, Shane, not to deviate from this, but Shane used to be a flair bartender.
Yeah, I have a video
Crazy.
of it on my phone.
Oh, you do? Anyway, so, you just left to right and then hang out on either side for a little bit.
Do you mean
until
you
all the
wear flared jeans? What do you...
Shane used to wear bootcut jeans, and he had a cross tattooed on his right arm. And he was
Shane
that
used
kind
to
of a
rock
flair.
those jeans, dude, that were like those pipes, those low pipes that you would get all stepped on. So then they had like tendrils coming out of the bottom.
Oh, that was such a bad look, yo.
Dude, it looked like somebody took a gene seed and threw it at the ground, and then they grew out.
And he grew out
Yeah,
of it.
especially I was living in Washington State when that happened, so everybody's shit got wet on the bottoms, and then it just like it was like the bottom of your jeans had dreadlocks.
Yeah, dude. A lot of kids in Oregon had that.
Ours used to get salt deposits because from all the salt, like when they salt the roads in the winter in the Midwest. So you'd get like, I don't know, half a foot up your jeans. There'd be like what looked like a sweat line, like you would get on a hat, but that would be around the bottom of your jeans, and it just was insane looking because then your jeans would dry, and like halfway through the school day, you'd just have a little white line like halfway up your calf going around your jeans. Ridiculous.
When's that coming back for the Met Gala? When is that look
Bring
coming?
it back.
As soon as I get invited, bro.
Bring back Wednesday, February 9th, 1999 at school. Just bring that date specifically for the Met Gala.
Serving.
Just cold and wet and
Yeah, I bet-
awful.
I could probably pin down what I had on: some brand new white Costins or Muscas, some Fila swooshy pants, and a yellow alphanumeric shirt. I wore that outfit most of my senior year.
Swishy pants as well?
Yeah, I had some Fila swooshy pants that I wore for years. They were so dope. I wish I still had them.
What was Dan Devine like in high school?
Oh, guys, we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about
Come on, one fit.
Honestly,
One
yeah.
fit.
Oh, so this was Catholic high school. So it was like the kind of one uniform of like button-down shirt, khaki pants.
Jacket inside out, for sure.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
More like
Jacket inside
Dan
out.
Devine, you know, but with an eye.
There it is. There it is. But the thing is, so when you did that, you kind of had two choices for when you were not doing the school uniform thing. Like when you were out, just going out. It's like either you're going to kind of be broke ass and just wear the school uniform stuff out, but with like, I don't know, like a ball chain necklace or something like that, or a wallet chain or
ball
something,
chain.
like that kind of thing. To be like, no, like I fucking rock. Like you guys don't know this, but I actually do.
The original blockchain, it was peer to peer.
That's right. I believe Mars is heavily invested in that. But if you're not doing that, you like might sort of step out into the more reckless brands of pants and clothing. Your man might have had a couple of UFO pants, like the exceptionally large with cargo pants that you could tie stuff to jump out of a plane.
Yes.
And that
The bondage straps.
yeah, you know who didn't like those?
Nuns.
Everybody hated those. They thought I looked like shit, and they were not wrong about that when I was rocking those. But I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna rave. Is that what happens now? And then another would happen. My voice got higher and higher, and the odds of anything good happening got lower and lower as the pants got wider and wider.
Did you know that they were unisex?
I mean, there was no sex. It was like there was
No, those weren't for sexing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen. If there were any women out there who were wearing those, got more power to them. We did not. Our paths did not cross at that point. But yeah, I don't know that I ever saw another. I don't know what happened. It must have been like at Hot Topic, or like in the joke aisle of Spencer's Gifts, and I was wrong, or something like that. Like I did something way wrong about that. But it happened, and multiple friends remember it. So this is like confession. I have to bring it up now. I have to be honest about that. That's what was going on.
This is my confession.
It's exactly
Well,
like Usher.
I used to wear UFO pants.
We absolve you of your sins looking like a Jet Set Radio Future character in high school. Basically what it means is you pick fourth in the first round, you pick first in the second round. David, with that in mind, what will the order of today's All Fantasy Everything Fantasy Draft be?
I am gonna go Dan, David, Sean, Ian.
Dan, David, Sean, Ian. Hot corner. That is the order. Dan, David, Sean, Ian. Dan Devine, it is time for your first pick. The first pick you've ever made on All Fantasy Everything. And we will get to it right after this short break.
This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by Liquid IV. Now, a lot of things happen during the holiday season. You get busy, friends come to town, you leave town, you travel. If you're in the airport or the car, if you're on vacation, or if you're entertaining guests, all those things can lead to you just not taking care of your body, and you need to hydrate. Sometimes there'll be days where it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, I haven't had a glass of water yet. So you gotta hydrate. I mean, seriously, no matter where or how you're hydrating this season, Liquid IV is the hydration brand that should be fueling your well-being. I swear by it. I probably have 15 bags of liquid IV. I use it every single day, most of the time twice a day. Their hydration multiplier, it just keeps you going anytime through the end of the year and beyond. Seriously, it's so easy to do. You just pour it in a glass of water and drink it. It's got 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone. So it's definitely going to help you out. Now it's even available in sugar-free. You can choose from 3 delicious flavors. They got white peach, green grape, and lemon lime. Had them all, love them all. I bring liquid IV every time I travel. I put it in my suitcase and my carry-on. I have it in the airport. And it's not just, if you're out there like running ladders on the basketball court in a garbage bag. It's for anything. Everybody needs to be hydrated. It's not just if you're working out a ton. I use it all the time. If you're going to go have yourself a night, use it before you go out. Drink one when you get home. You're going to feel the effects. It's going to help you out. And like I said, the flavors, they have so many flavors. White peach is what I'm going with right now. It smells good. It tastes good. It's not like something you mix in the drink and it's supposed to make it taste better. It just does taste better. And 1 stick of liquid IV is so simple. 16 ounces of water. It hydrates better than water alone. You just mix it up. Just put it in a little water bottle, shake it up. You get all the vitamins, like I said. Non-GMO, it's free from gluten, dairy, soy, all that stuff. It's never going to mess with your body. Replaces sugar with a proprietary amino acid allulose blend. So it's, I knew all those words before the ad read, so just let's not even worry about it. But it's just a good thing to get in the habit of. Grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, sugar-free and bulk nationwide at Costco, or you get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code ALLFANTASY at checkout. Again, that's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code ALLFANTASY at liquidiv.com.
Yeah, we're back. Welcome back to All Fantasy Everything, the only podcast that has ever existed. This is it, muchacho. This is it. As far as podcasts go, this is fucking it. Dana's walking in right now. She might want you to think she has a podcast. It's called Noble Blood. It doesn't exist.
I was just thinking, I was like, you're being exceptionally loud. I wonder if anybody can hear you.
It doesn't exist. She's afraid of the truth. That's what happened there.
The truth that a yard constantly needs to be watered in order to keep it livable.
It needs to be wet out there. It needs to be wet out there.
It's the truth, bro.
I grew up in Oregon. I'm used to a certain level of swampiness when it comes to grass.
That's fair. That's fair. You're used to that lush grass.
She brought me peppermint tea in my Gilmore Girls Luke Steiner mug.
Yeah. That's adorable.
That's really nice.
Hello.
Sure is.
Oh God! So I guess we're back. This is it as far as podcasts go, though. I'm on a weird one here. I don't know. I can't get the helicopter to land on my brain, but I'll get there.
It's okay. We got time.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm here all night, so this works out just great for me.
I get to leave in a day and a half and come hang out with David, and then you in like 4 days.
I have so much stuff to do before Denver that it seems so far away.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
This week sucks.
It sucks. Fucking sucks. Well, actually, right now it's fucking dope because Dan's
I will help it not suck when I see you. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, you're gonna make it blow. Come on, guys. If we don't have our humor, what do we have?
What do we have, Bubba?
I have nothing then.
Play your cards right. You're gonna have a mouse shot. I didn't say no. I'm just saying. De-stitch the hat.
You couldn't give me a mouth shot.
Does anyone? Would kids know what I was saying?
Definitely don't ask kids. Don't ask kids. Don't find out. Live with that mystery.
Do not ask them ever.
Live with that mystery. Dan Devine, you have the first pick in the dad stuff, All Fantasy Everything Draft. What will that first pick be?
So I mentioned earlier, I recently gone through Shocker's picks with him. I had a similar experience where I talked with my wife. She was sort of my advanced scout on this because I wanted to make sure I was being true to what my experience is, and no one knows that better than her. She said, "Well, listen, if you get the chance to pick first, there's only one thing that makes sense, and it is taking longer than is necessary in the bathroom. It is long poops for privacy. It is bringing your phone in there to pee."
Dude, I've had Laura ask me why. She's like, "Why are you grabbing your phone?" I'm like, "Don't because I am."
About it. Yeah.
I've had seriously. Why? Like going in the bathroom. She's like, "You need your phone." I go, "I mean."
So
Yeah.
my answer to that is like, listen, you guys are out here. Like, you're out on the other side of that door. And listen, sometimes you just need a minute, you know? And sometimes that's like, I'm going to check a fantasy score. Sometimes that is like, you just, oh, I haven't, I did not send that email I was supposed to send earlier today. Give me just like 2 minutes. And then, 2 minutes depends on what side of the door you're on. But you got to find breathers where you can take them, and that is one place where it's like almost acceptable to take them, and then it's like taking turning a 10-minute break at work into a 15, right? Just stretch it out as best you can. And I don't know if that is uniform to every dad experience, but I think it's more common than not, and it's certainly mine.
Uniform to the ones on this show, my friend.
I bring my phone into the bathroom. That's my favorite. When I'm peeing, is my favorite time to check Instagram. Because you're just peeing, and then you're
I
like,
never stand up and pee anymore.
Daryl bought a boat, and then you wait, what? Wait, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I said.
You check your phone while you're standing up and peeing?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. I always sit down at home. Always.
Yeah, me too.
I never stand up and go to the bathroom, ever.
But then you have to shake it in the toilet. Isn't it easier for the shake if you're standing?
There is
Not
a comfort.
really.
There's a comfort component to it. There's a cleanliness component to it. If you're going to wind up having to clean later, it's that kind of like it's not an all the time thing for me. But I see where Sean's coming from on this.
Well, our room upstairs has one of those angles, so I have to sit upstairs in our upstairs bathroom.
Wait, what? Wait, what? I don't understand why you have
It's
to
got
sit.
like one of those attics. You know how the ceiling can like angle real close to the wall, like if you're up in a
Oh, so
frame.
you'd be hunched over if you
Yeah,
were
I gotta
standing
like
up.
lean to the side, so I always sit up there. So I've just taken to sitting.
Sean, you were telling me you submerged the head of your penis under the water and then pee?
Yeah, I like to see if I can make it bubble. I complain a lot too. I'm like, why isn't the toilet water higher? Why is the watermark is not where I need it to be to get my whole penis in there to pee?
You launched the torpedoes while the submarine is still fully submerged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys pee into the water? Like it's no.
What?
You gotta get your bad dude under the water level and then go.
What's the longest do you stay in the bathroom until your legs fall asleep? Are we at that level? What's the?
I mean, that certainly happened. That has absolutely happened.
Yeah.
Would I say I'm proud of that? Not as ashamed of that as I probably should be, but yeah.
I don't think you should be ashamed.
No.
I mean, Sarah's not in the room right now, so I can be like, yeah, no, I'm not really ashamed of that. That's completely fine as far as I'm concerned. As a like partner situation, probably not ideal. Probably not doing the most helping I can in that situation, but yeah, sometimes you just need to take you need a little bit of a break, and that's a good place to find one.
How much private time did you need before you were a parent? This for both you and Sean. How much like alone time did you need, or were you accustomed to taking?
I would say, I think, this is part of like and maybe your experience is like this too because you're of stand-up and traveling and stuff like that. Like, I'm writing, most of the time I'm like home alone working, right? Or like if I'm on the road doing, like covering games or whatever, that's mostly solitary except for when it's social at the event. So like there was built-in alone time to a lot of that, so I didn't feel like I needed to take a whole lot of extra. I didn't necessarily need to expand the bathroom trips. And then when there was sort of constant company, that needs stuff a lot of the time, constant need, relentless need, you expand the breaks a little bit, and then you try to find the pockets of alone time where they might exist.
No, dude, if I have too many people at my house, I'll take a shit for 30 minutes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Just like, oh god, they've been here for 6 hours? No.
I've gone to bed.
I found that like I had plenty of alone time that I didn't need before this, and so it was never really an issue. I never thought like I need some alone. Now, for sure, you have to. So I don't know.
No,
something a day I take.
that's my biggest fear. I need a lot of alone time.
It's a wild transition that I didn't and hopefully I imagine most parents with their first kid aren't quite ready for zero time where you're always responsible for this thing. And it's like, of course you are, because it's a brand new baby. They gotta eat, breathe. I mean, they don't know what they're doing. But so in my mind, I was like, of course, I'm gonna need to be around all the time. But you need to be around every second. And like the older they get, like now, she needs to be stimulated every second. So if she's awake, she's never just chilling.
Yes.
It's always like, always you have to be like, well, it's not like hard, but it's, well, whatever. I don't want to dive too much in, but
She's
a
never
long
just
time
like
is-
flipping through like fucking like Vanity Fair, like oh.
dude, I
Oh my
think
god,
about,
this hotel in Cabo looks beautiful.
it's funny because I used to think I was busy, and you know, and I was. It's perspective. I was, but like me personally, I haven't had a full-time job in such a long time. So no, I wasn't busy, but I thought I was until
You
this.
perceived yourself as busy before you had the baby?
Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah, you didn't have to say what you said. I was already saying it. So I was sticking it to myself. I understand that some of us are just busier than others. I totally get that. Kind of what I was saying. I would think
I know.
sitting in traffic for an hour and then going skating I considered busy, and like having to watch Friday Night Lights again, I was like, well, no, I have to. If I don't finish the episode I started last night, it's busy shit.
Would you say you went from busy to crazy?
And then to flesh,
Yeah.
Then to wishing.
and then to what's the other?
Lazy's the only one we missed.
Oh shit! Then I'm not lazy yet. I'll be lazy.
Be lazy in the bathroom when you take an extended bathroom break.
Look at you.
There we go.
Yeah. That's
There
a pro.
we go.
This is you know what I think happened is I'm off my game because I detected someone who could just jump in there and land this plane.
Oh, that could be it.
I think
that could
there's
very
a-
well be it.
I
Yeah.
don't think you're off your game. You
You're-
had a pitch today.
Yeah, I would agree with Sean. I'd also say it's a dangerous game, Carmel. I don't know that I would be trusting me to do that in this situation, but I appreciate
see.
the confidence.
You're a father. I trust you a lot.
Why don't you trust me?
You have no idea how fucked up my kids are, though.
What? You're a new father.
How long before you trust me, David?
6 months?
Okay.
If as soon as that kid can walk, talk, and wipe its own, I will trust you.
Wipe its own.
All right, I do have that. I have gotten there, so there we go.
It's gonna be longer than 6 months, my man.
Yeah, that's-
Hot dog and wipe its own sounds like you're like, well, you know, we're a code, you know what I mean? We're not family, but we're family, you know what I mean? I need men. I need soldiers on the street. I need men who can walk, talk, and wipe their fucking own. You understand me? That's what I need.
Yes, I understand.
David Bory, time for your first pick. Not a father.
Not a father.
Let's call that a pregnant pause. Pregnant pause.
Soon to be a father.
I'd rather not even say the word just in case. I have like my chair in the living room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
don't anybody sit in it. It's my chair. That's where I sit after a hard day at work. I sit down, I look at the TV, I watch documentaries about the Danbury treasures.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge thing. Like when I think about my dad, one of the things that I think about is like, oh yeah, no, Dad's chair in the corner. Like there,
Yeah.
it was that recliner, and you do not get in that fucking chair. Like you leave
That's
that
where
chair
it is.
alone.
It's in the corner. You guys want to see it? I can show it to you, I think.
Pat Jordan was a big boy, so he had a couch. He didn't have a chair. He had a couch that was his.
Oh, I always forget. Your father was a giant.
He did. He had a couch. He had a couch with other places to sit, but when he was chilling, if he was chilling the way he wanted to be chilling, he was laying on the couch. Because he was too big to really sit. He never just sat down on it because he was too big for it. So he always laid down.
Your dad was like 6'6", 6'7", right?
6'6", 350, most of it. So, like, big.
Louise.
Yeah, my dad was a little bit low. He was like 6'3", 310, something like that. Yeah, it was like, and then like all my older brothers, with the exception of the one right above me, all of them are like shot past 6 foot, like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and then me and Kevin just kind of roll up around like 5'9" and a half, and it's like, Mom, you blew it. You blew it for us, Mom. The jeans crapped out because I know they were in there. I know that was there, and then here we go. And they knew it. My older brothers were like, it's not going to happen for you. It's just not. You're not going to get to 6. And it's like,
You're like 36, and you're like, I am though.
Yeah,
I am gonna get to 6 feet
But
tall.
you guys are.
I've been-
I probably will.
I've been stretching, and I think I'm getting like an extra quarter there. I think it's coming for me. I think it's coming for you.
With modern medicine, the doctor said I will have a growth spurt when I'm 38, and I will hit 6 feet tall.
I'm gonna do Gattaca shins, and I'm gonna get there. It's gonna be extra big, and I'm gonna do real well.
Gattaca shins sounds like a dance move that a choreographer would yell
That's right.
out. And Gattaca shins, and Gattaca shins, and Gattaca shins, and Fosse hands.
Yeah, man, I got my chair up there right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta have one now.
Mm.
Ivan Carmel was a couch layer sometimes too. He didn't have his own chair, but he didn't have his own house. My parents divorced, split up, so he had like a variety of chairs he could move around to.
They're all my chairs.
They were all his chairs. The man of many chairs.
You just go sit in a different chair, and you're like, my chair.
That's my chair too.
Every
And that's my
person
chair.
sits in the kitchen, my stool, my kitchen.
My chair. My counter.
This is my Bob Seger collection.
My Hollywood nights.
God,
I'm the rambling gambling man.
it's my car that's gonna get repossessed. I'm thinking about my dad now.
I need a chair. Dana, my fiance is very anti-lazy boy.
Oh, bro.
I think she thinks it's kind of déclassé or whatever the word is.
I
And
agree
I want
with her.
one so bad. You do agree with her?
I do agree with her, yeah.
They have these hybrid ones though that you can get at like CB2 and shit
Yeah.
that don't look lazy boy, but have like lazy boy type qualities. You know what I'm saying?
All my couch and my love seat, but kind of I don't know what it is. They're both CB2, and CB2 can't do shit for me, man. That is not a comfortable piece of furniture. I enjoy.
Okay.
My house is full of CB2 shit, but that furniture, in my limited experience, is not mad comfortable.
Is that the couch and the chair that I know? The green chair and the like the gray couch or whatever?
Yeah.
Those are CB2?
Yeah.
If you put a lazy boy, the one that I'm thinking of, if you put that in your living room, it does not go.
No,
just
you're
doesn't.
right.
Hold on, I'm looking at the new lazy boys, the shit they got out, the new shit, and it's exactly the same as the
Yeah.
old shit.
What about those crazy?
They haven't changed.
What about the crazy boys? Can I get one of those?
Those crazy
Those
boys?
crazy boys, dude.
Get yourself a busy boy.
Get the
Lazy boy.
Virgil Abloh lazy boy. Just,
Yeah. What about the Fleshin' boys? Are those?
Oh.
They have some that kind of look mid-century modern.
Oh, shit.
I feel like the way that you have to pull off a lazy boy version is just by having like a chaise on your couch, right? Like just
Yeah.
that's like the modern version of a lazy boy.
I'll tell you what happens when I have a kid. I just fucking get. There's just a lazy boy in there one day.
Yeah. Well, when you have doesn't matter when you have a kid because it's like having nice shit. You have to been going through. I don't know what's picks and what's not, but like
Well,
Having a
we can-
nice-
you do. Your pick is next, so we could get to it.
Yeah, it is your pick.
this ain't gonna be it. But should I go? Well, because it's like you just nice shit. Just I'll pick this since we're going. If this counts as a pick, I wasn't going to, but it leads into what I'm saying. How should I even say it? Realizing that your nice things aren't going to be that nice anymore. Can that be a pick?
Yes.
Oh man, is that scary?
Yes, my couch specifically. I don't want to sound like a prick, and I can't imagine I will. But we spent a lot of money. We spent like $3,500 on a couch, which
That's what couches cost.
that doesn't
Yeah.
sound crazy, right? So we had a custom-made couch and everything, and then, I don't want to spill on it. And then
Your
the
couch
second,
had because your custom-made couch. Sorry to interrupt you. You had like a neon kit. It was ground
Yeah,
effects.
you had TVs in the dash.
There were TVs in the dash.
It's got NOS
Me-
on it.
I actually bought the vial of blood that Billy Bob Thornton had around his neck that belonged to Angelina Jolie.
Hey,
And
G.
that was the first and only on-purpose spill on the couch. So
Yeah.
I spilled that on purpose.
You spilled it in the shape of a rising phoenix.
Yeah. Well, actually, what I did is this is kind of wild. I got some purple food coloring.
Now this is true.
Yeah, this is true. I got some poop. Some poople. Did you see all of our faces just went poop? He said poop on accident.
Grown men. 4 grown men. And that's how you know it's good.
Oh,
I
I love
accidentally
it.
said poop and they all lost their mind. I got
I
some
love
poop.
it.
I got some purple food coloring for
Purple
half of
rain.
this, and I got some green food coloring.
That's
and what I
true.
did was I mixed the blood with both of those, and I put them in separate bowls. and then I spilled them each on the couch. Joker face, dude, twisted. And now my couch is a lowrider. No, but realizing your nice things aren't going to be that nice anymore. So, our couch got milk on it the first day she was on it, and I'm just like, well, okay, I can't get upset. And then I don't know, 2 days later or something, I was walking and I got mud all over like a brand new pair of shoes because I had to avert her in the stroller.
Because a falcon had swooped down and grabbed her.
Yeah, an owl tried to get her, dude, and owls and me do not get along. Long before Max,
I've been saying that.
Long-standing beef, much like the lichens and the vampires, but it's been with me and the owls. But yeah, just realizing your nice shit might not be that nice, and you have to be okay with it because you can't be the dad that like pulls your daughter's shoulder out of her socket because there's a stain on the couch, you know? So you just gotta understand that shit's gonna get unnice.
The cool thing is when like you don't have nice stuff. We didn't really have very nice stuff anyway, but like yes, then it just gets banged up. But like when it happens to something, you just kind of have to be like, you're almost like impressed. My daughter, my younger daughter, when she was, an infant, newborn, I was not breastfeeding her. That would have been really problematic. When I was bottle feeding her, when I was on paternity leave, every morning for like a week, she just like blew out a diaper and then would blow out through everything around it. So it's like pants, swaddle, blanket, whatever. For a week straight, she shit my pants. Like I had to take those off and switch up and clean those because she shit through everything and me. It's like a bullet going through like all the drywall and the metal and everything.
It's like that corn video, but with shit, baby shit.
It was exactly like that corn video, but with shit. And
now I understand.
You're like, okay, well, I guess all my clothes are gonna be like that now. And you're just gonna, kind of gotta get cool with it. Like, it's gonna be yucky.
All your collars get stretched out. Like, I have clothes that I wear when I know I'll be, I guess, just handling her. So, like, now I have going out t-shirts now, which I never thought I was gonna have. But I'm like, these are untouched collars. I texted these dudes the other day that she pooped so hard I had to take my shirt off. Because she just pooped on me.
When that happens, do you feel like a freak on a leash?
I feel like a freak on a leash a lot, man. Da-boom, doc, don, hina, hina, hina.
That is the sound you make when you're like, boom,
whenever I change your diaper, I just every second, da-boom, doc, doc, hina, 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 da-boom, doc, doc, hina.
But that's how they teach it. That's how they. I mean, like
that's like a Mommy and Me class,
yes,
right? That's
exactly.
like Dr. Spock. That's from Dr. Spock.
You go to the hospital and they're like, all right, so here's how you swaddle, and here is the intonation that you got to go for. You got to have it, and that calms them. It calms them, much like Korn records calmed many young men in the late 1990s. Yes. You know, it was the calming influence.
I think they also riled up a lot of young men.
Yeah, they didn't calm anyone down. I'll tell you that.
A lot of dark ways.
Yes.
So yeah, realizing your nice stuff might not be nice anymore.
That's a good pick.
It's tough. Real pick is what it is.
Time for my pick. Also not a father, Ian Carmel. So my first pick is going to be war.
Wait, what?
War is dad shit. Dads love war.
I get it. Like being a war buff, like
being a war buff. They just love war. They love World War.
Stink Eye can tell you anything about a war. That's a good
dads
pick.
love war. World War II, the Civil War, specifically those two. Ivan Carmel knows so much about war that I'm worried he knows something's coming.
He's talked to me about war. He's brought it up before. We've had a talk about war, and I'm like, what am I doing?
He'll talk about war. He'll talk about the Korean War. That's a war I don't know anything about. I don't know why we did it. I know where we did it, but only because it's in the name. He knows about it. He probably knows what Guadalcanal is. I don't know what Guadalcanal is.
So this is one of those things where if you are not a war dad and you are talking to a war dad, you are like, I need to get out of here immediately because I can't rise to the level of this conversation. I mean, I can be interested and ask questions and be like a good conversationalist, but I have nothing to offer here. And so if I don't dip, I'm gonna be here for straight up 6 hours learning like an entire Ken Burns documentary because this war dad is not gonna stop.
This war dad's on a rampage.
I think you guys will become war dads because as far as I know, every dad eventually becomes a war dad. You don't have like a ton of free time right now to be reading The Longest Day or the novelization of the film The Big Red One, or like whatever it is that dads read.
Watching
A
The
whole-
Fog of War
A
by Robert
900-page
McNamara.
David McCullough meditation on the War of 1812, or like whatever the fuck it is. Because your kids are young, but I bet when they get older, you're just gonna find yourself.
I could see. I was at Zach's one time, and it was when Vietnam in Color just came on Netflix, and he walked in his apartment. By the way, he walked in. I was already
Terrible
there.
in Living Color reboot.
Yeah, he was asking who would watch it, and I was like, I just was doing it before you walked in. I was, I was watching it. It's
Oh,
very
I'll watch
interesting.
Vietnam in Color, dude. Absolutely. The shit?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the shit.
Yeah.
And I do have to say though, even though I am not a war dad, that it was on the board. Like it is. I just crossed it off the board and did a little clap here on my own. Like it is a strong dad pick. Like whether you are a dad or not,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
inarguable that is part of the, like if you were making like a crest of arms, you know,
Yeah.
little cannon would be on there. Like it is part of the whole vibe.
Dads love war. They just fuck. I can't really get into. I can't fully articulate how much Ivan Carmel loves war. He plays Call of Duty. He loves war so much. Online.
He does. He does.
He's living the
He's
gimmick.
a 66-year-old Jewish man. He's an attorney, and he plays
It's no
Call
scope
of
and
Duty.
noobs.
on. He's no scoping noobs. He's good at it. My dad is good at Call of Duty. It's fucking crazy. That's how much he loves war. Now I'm gonna take a pick. This normally wouldn't be my second pick, but it's of a part with my first pick. It goes hand in hand with war, and my second pick is not caring. Okay, it's renting or streaming a movie, not really having heard anything about that movie, not caring about the hype, not saying, oh, I heard this was good and we need to watch it. Just seeing a movie and watching that movie and putting it on.
Oh, my stepdad was so ass at the video rental store.
Dude,
He would just grab shit. Like, why did you get this? It's got Rutger Hauer in it.
exactly. It's always got Rutger Hauer in it, or somebody like that.
Only dads think that he's famous.
My dad we were in Phoenix one time. My dad goes and rents Dude, Where's My Car? And he's like, I figured you guys would like this. And we're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Now,
Dude, Where's My Car? I mean, I'll probably like it now, but I'm just saying.
But I'm sure that I saw a lot of movies with my dad. The only one I specifically remember is it was like a Wednesday afternoon. I get home from school and he's like, "Gonna go see Highlander 3?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Highlander 3. They got swords and it's Mario Van Peebles." And you're like, "Dad,
Yeah, Mario Van Peebles. Like,
Mario Van Peebles is in these movies.
yeah, you love the movie Posse? Like, what are you talking about?
Although that goes back to like at some point he saw like one Mario Van Peebles movie on like a Saturday afternoon on WPIX and was like, well, gotta check out more of this guy's work.
Yeah, he's like pretty good.
I'm like, Dad, you don't like any of the things that this is about, like science fiction. He's like, I don't know, something to do on an afternoon. Let's go out.
It's so weird, but like it's a beautiful way to live your life too. Because
Yeah,
like
it is nice.
every now and then we'll see a movie that I wouldn't have watched. We'll be like, I don't know if it was this, but like, or like, wow, I really enjoyed The Last Castle. You know what I mean? Or like some movie
That's a
with Casper
badass
Van.
movie.
That's a little dad-ass movie.
That's how I saw Swingers. My dad made me watch Swingers before I wanted to.
That's not a dad
Because he
movie.
thought it looked funny. And he was right.
Yeah.
But then, like a month later, he made me go to reindeer games. And he was wrong. You know? So they're not always with W's.
Those are great. Those are great movies. Those don't quite fit into the exact kind of thing I'm talking about. Because like a Dude, Where's My Car? Or like a Swingers. Because those are both like kind of big movies. I mean, like, it's got Casper Van Dien in it. You know what I mean?
The Red
And
Violin. Have you ever seen that movie?
I haven't, but that sounds about right.
Samuel L. Jackson D-cut.
It's like, yeah. Samuel L. Jackson might be in it. It's like this. I just looked this up. It's called The Omega Code, and Casper Van Dien and Michael Ironside are in it.
You can't convince me that's not like a board game from 1993. Like it might.
Yeah.
I'm not positive what the IP is on that, but it sounds dark.
Dude, it's amazing. My dad, we did it the other day. He like put on a movie that was about like 2 border patrol officers, and it ended up being great. And I never would have watched it. And he just picked it. Him coming home from Blockbuster was a fucking adventure every time. He'd pick me up for his weekend in his car, and there'd be like 3 VHSs or DVDs, you know, when it got there, and you'd pick them up, and you're like, I've heard of none of these.
I don't know what the fuck is it.
I've heard of none of these, dude.
Which one do you want to watch? I could pick or I couldn't. Let's just
Any
watch
of
one.
them. Let's watch all. We're gonna watch all 3. Hey, just go ahead. And he was right. It's about so many of them. You know, you gotta take your chances. Sean Jordan, dude, what's your pick?
I'm getting jealous, man, because I'm in the current like life of being a dad, and I'm picking all these things that are like things that you do when you're a brand new dad. I want to pick what you're doing.
Do whatever
that's
you
more
want.
fun,
You can
but
pick some aspirational picks, man.
I didn't make my list like that, so I'm gonna think of some. But my second pick is just gonna be currently what I'm doing is stroller walks. I go on like 3 a day. It's the new thing that I do now that because she wasn't cool in the stroller for like the first month, and I was terrified that I wasn't gonna be able. I was like, oh my God, am I not going to be able to stroll her around the neighborhood? Because I've been looking forward to it. I really was looking forward to that. And then one day she was just cool with it. And so now we go on like 3 a day. And
Taking the little lady on a constitutional.
Dude, I love it. We got that Bob stroller. It is dank. And there's just this whole different...
What's the Bob stroller?
It's like an aggressive stroller. It's like what we've got shocks on it and shit. It's the 3-wheel with the big wheels. They're like I don't know, what foot diameter? What's the all the way across diameter?
They're like the gravedigger of strollers.
Yeah,
got, like, motors on it.
it's like a gravedigger stroller for sure.
Chuck
And
nuts.
they got shocks. You can bounce them. They got all kinds of pockets. You can take it to the market, dude. It's dank.
It's got Kenny Chesney blasting, whether you like it or not.
What curb? I have no idea what curb you're talking about. I'm just eating them up, man. This thing's hungry.
Stroller walks, dude. Strolls. Walker strolls.
Yeah, stroller walking, man. Stroller walking and Michael Ironside. We're in Con Air 7.
Casper Van Dien, stroller
That's a
walker.
dad movie. Con Air 7 starring Dolph Lundgren.
Dude. Dolph Lundgren, stroller walker. Stroller walker would be a great...
That's what Paul should have named his kid.
I'm trying to think of my dad's dad movies. Like A Million to One was one that he made me
Nice.
watch back in the day. Clean and Sober, an old Michael Keaton joint that I realize now was my dad telling me something without telling me.
Your dad liked the comedies.
I shouldn't have laughed at that. I'm sorry.
Son, I don't want to talk to you. I'd rather let Michael Keaton do the talking for me. If you can sit down for a couple hours.
I mean, the logic is fairly bulletproof. It kind of, it's, like, I'm going to enjoy this. I don't know, maybe I'll learn something by the end of it.
Yeah.
Edutainment.
Stroller
A
walks,
Million
man.
to One is a Paul Rodriguez movie.
You better believe it is.
Paul Rodriguez Sr., man.
I didn't even know he had a movie.
He's a famous. He had a bunch of movies, didn't he?
Really?
I think so. I mean, he was of the era where, like, if you were a
You
comedian,
became
you
your
just
movie.
got
Yeah.
movies and shows just because you were a
Right.
comedian. A good one. Anyway, stroller walks. Love it. Absolutely looking forward to it when I had a kid. Do it all the time. I'm going to be bummed when she's too old. I'm going to try to stroll her to school. She's not going to be having it, so I'll have to drive her across that bridge when we come to it.
Because she'll be able to walk.
Yeah, Max, you can go on a date with a boy or you're a girl, whoever you're into, but I'm going to be strolling the both of you. So I'm going to stroll you to the movie theater, and you're going to watch the new Michael Ironside, Casper Van Dien movie, and I'll hear nothing else.
Dave Borey. Time for your second pick.
This is a weird one, but
I'll buy that.
I had never felt this before recently. It's like, how do I explain it? Like, an active interest in amateur sports. Like, I see... So
That's how you explain it.
So my buddy recently, he recently got sober, and he's been playing in a rec football league.
Okay.
And I go to we have ourselves a nice little Sunday. I go to watch him play, then we go have lunch at Pete's Kitchen, and like watching those games, that feeling, I've never had that. I've never watched sports and been like, well, you gotta pass it to him once. Like I never like I want it to be fair. I don't care about the score. I'm like, how is he doing? Oh, he almost got one.
You just want your buddy to get some play.
Yeah, and like if he drops a catch, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be so bummed about that. Like just that whole idea of being invested in sports on like a different level is yeah, I think that might be a dad thing.
He's your little league kid.
It's stressful. It's
Yeah.
stressful watching him play.
I do like though that David, your response to that is like, oh man, he's gonna be bummed out about that. Like I gotta build him up. Like you're thinking about it from a really
Yeah.
positive place and not from like I'm gonna go stab a fucking ump. Like you're
No,
kind of
because it's like listen, bless his heart, my little boy's not going pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
We're just here to learn self-esteem, all right?
How to work on a team, right?
Yeah, the game's supposed to be fun. These other parents, and there are other people out there, because I'm on the sidelines with all the girlfriends, and they are not nice. They're like mad aggressive and kind of shitty, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, taking an active interest in non-professional sports.
I love
As
it.
as the son of somebody who had to have known their child wasn't going to go far in sports, it was so funny. The couple times my dad came to a game, I remember one time I cut my finger, and it was right like when no blood anywhere. If you had any blood, you had to come off the field because of AIDS, and it was brand new, and they just would not let blood. So I cut my finger. You could barely see it.
Sean is 58.
I come running off the field, and my dad, like, actively swearing on the sidelines, telling me to get the fuck back in the game because they only put me in for the charity quarter. They had to put every kid in for one quarter at least, and my dad was just like, "Get the fuck back in the game," and I was like, "My finger's bleeding."
Do the splits.
He was-
Oh, I'm so glad that story came back on an episode I'm on. That makes me so happy.
yeah, no, Dad wasn't there for that, but that happened. Can I? Hey, Sean, can you do the splits? Can I? And then I was already doing them. And they said all the things that you think a football team would say in about 1996. Dude.
Good
I
job.
wasn't gonna ask for it, but it's just nice.
Good
Yeah,
job.
great. That looks great. I'm proud of you.
Way to be.
You're really flexible. That's cool.
You guys want to go watch Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on public broadcasting?
Hey, Sean, you can do the splits, right? We're gonna think it's cool, so do them.
Oh man.
I read The Fountainhood because it was assigned, but then Atlas Shrugged just for fun.
Atlas Shrugged.
Kid stuff. Standard.
Yeah,
Oh man.
you know, high school shit. Like,
Yeah,
just smart high school kid shit.
yeah. How many teachers do you guys have coffee with every weekend?
Oh hell yeah.
I can't. I have to make a bunk cake for the Cuban Club after this. I don't know. I'm just thinking of extracurriculars.
Just stopping, just like, I love my mom. All right, what's the play now?
We can say that, right? We can all admit that to each other. Moms are great.
I was after school. I got detention one time, and it was me and these two bad girls. They were always bad. They were bad. They're still bad. And we're standing out there, and they were like, they were bad girls, and they were like, they go, "Oh, is your mom coming to pick you up? I bet you love your mom." And I was like, "Of course I love my mom. What the fuck are you talking about?" And they started clowning on me, and I was like, "It's my mom, dude.
She's
Yeah.
lovely.
I'm in trouble, and here she is picking me up. You gotta love her."
Well, you should ask where their moms were.
Well, I look back, and I'm sure their moms were nowhere to be found, or it was a bummer situation. And I was like, "No, my mom is mad that I'm failing 6th grade, but she's, I love her."
She's not stoked I'm talking to you, harlots.
Bad girls. They were bad.
Bad girl.
Mm-hmm.
I picture the way you describe these girls. I picture them like leather jackets, smoking cigarettes, fingerless gloves,
Keep picturing. Well, fingers on the gloves, but
dancing as they talk. Like, "Oh, there's Sean. What are you doing in here, bad boy?"
Tell me about it, stud.
Yeah.
cigarettes, cleavage, cross colors, like,
Did not think that was going to be the third thing, but all right.
Yeah, sounds like a TLC video.
Yeah, yes, but not TLC. They were bad girls.
Condoms over the eyes, big pants.
Big fans.
Just a real anger toward Andre Rison. Just a lot happening.
Yeah, right.
Left eye burnt the house down.
Keep it in your pants, Andre.
Oh man.
Dan Devine, time for your second and third picks, as it is a Serpentine draft.
All right. This is very. again, not something to brag about, but easy and constant defensible access to kids menu items.
Nice.
You can always have chicken nuggets, man. You can always have like sweet potato fries, because that's like a vegetable, sort of. You can always be at like a little bit of hot dogs. Like, they're not going to finish all of it.
Nice.
Expand that out. Like, so today was the first day of school for my two daughters, and we're packing the lunches, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give them a granola bar here, and then I'm just going to pocket one for me. You know, like, that one's going to come with me for later, just when I walk over to the bedroom. I'm not really going anywhere, but like, that's just going to come. I'm going to have that because we are stocked on those, and that's just going to be something that we keep around. It's always like there's the flip side of that too is because they're small, and sometimes they are, you know, picky eaters, and sometimes they're just small and they don't eat everything. You just come up, man. You just come up on like a half a Happy Meal, and you're like, all right, this is a pretty good day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, what, am I going to throw it away? I'm not an asshole. Of course
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not gonna sit here and waste food. I'm just gonna stand there over the sink and eat a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese. Nobody look at me. That's what I'm gonna do later. And it's really just me being a good partner who's making sure that I'm not leaving a whole bunch of dirty dishes in the drain. That's good dad stuff.
Really, just a responsible custodian of Mother Earth.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, listen, I didn't say I'm a hero, but I feel like you're moving in that direction, and I appreciate that, Ian.
Yeah. So kid hands and mouths get less gross when they're yours, right? Oh, kid hands.
That's
Yes.
a good question.
Yeah.
It's a really
Because
good
I
question.
think they're nasty.
Not yet, man. I don't know. Max is drooling, and it grosses me out.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
fair.
You
It's
gotta
not
quit
like
letting pies cool on windowsills around it. That's on you, dude.
Oh, what am I? How else are the burglars gonna know where the mark is, man? It's a whole symbiont circle.
I will say, so drool. Well, there's really no good way to do this, so I'll just get right into it. I guess it depends on what the gross thing is. Drool doesn't get any better ever, but like, you have to make a certain level of peace with. I'm just gonna be touching crap. I'm gonna be touching. Like, there's just gonna be pee around.
That's
It's
not
gonna be
gross to
pee
me.
on stuff.
That's not gross. It's just the drool that's gross.
Is it because of the texture of the drool?
I think so. It's viscousy or whatever the word is, and it's like
Drool does have a gross, like, the texture is. That's what grosses me out about other people's kids.
You guys are saying drool? Is that short for Drew Hill, the band, or are you
Yeah,
talking about something else?
drool carry, dude. I think in this, I'm really gonna try to have this make sense. I think drool, when there's pee and poop, there's supposed to be pee and poop around your butt and where you pee from, so it's not gross to me. When drool comes out, your mouth isn't always supposed to be producing wet stuff that comes out of it. So to me, that's gross. I tried to have that make sense.
No, it does. It definitely does. It definitely does.
Like when poop comes out of your butt, I'm like, yeah, well, poop came out of your butt. That's fine. When drool comes out of your mouth, I'm like, wet stuff doesn't always come out of your mouth, so that's gross to me. There it is.
does, yeah. I mean, I think it's also just like that is. Like, you can love someone and still not be psyched if they're spitting on you. Like, that's not, you know,
Right.
like,
Right.
just like, listen, like, you know, we're in a society here. Like, I don't need you doing that to me. And
Dude, I gleeked on my uncle one time, and I shit you. You know what gleek is? Where you do the little
Oh, yeah.
tongue spin. I've never seen anything like it. So I gleeked on him. He threw me on the bed. He was gonna hit me. He cocked his arm back and everything. I was 14. He was a grown man, and he cocked back to hit me. And my dad got up and like predatored his arm, like did this, and stopped him. So my uncle and my dad, they had locked biceps at this point. And then my uncle turns around. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And my dad's like, "You're gonna deck him?" And then Bill goes, "He fucking spit on me." And then my dad's like, "Whoa." And he looked at me and I was like, "What does it mean you're gonna let him hit me?" And then my grandpa slammed a bottle of Jack. He was in the corner of the hotel room. We're at a hotel room. It was a family reunion. He slams a bottle down.
This
and
is a
goes,
family reunion story.
yeah. He goes, "Boys, knock that shit off." And they were like, "Sorry, Dad." It was crazy. And the whole time I'm 14 on the bed, like, he almost hit me like I was a grown-up in a pool hall because I gleeked on him. I shouldn't have, but
Did you gleek on him? Oh, you gleeked on him on purpose.
yes. But
Like,
it
you were
doesn't
like,
mean
"Hey."
doesn't mean yes. Yeah, I was.
I can't
And it's-
control the gleek like that.
you don't get to break my nose.
I will say one thing though, one line I've always drawn in the sand. You really can't be spitting on a grown man.
If
No.
a grown-up spits, sure. If a kid spit on you,
14
David,
though.
you're not gonna.
14 is old enough to know that.
You're wrong.
I will say that I think you're in the wrong on that one. I like, yeah, that's like, that was at 14, because if you'd have done that to another 14-year-old, he'd have beat your ass, right?
No, I would have beat their ass. I wouldn't spit on a 14-year-old I couldn't take.
But you decided to spit on a grown man.
It's my uncle.
I bet your uncle was he 6'6", 350? I bet he was also big, if not that big.
He was a big boy, but he wasn't as big.
What I
Buck
can
was
tell
big
your uncle
too.
doesn't sound like the guy to spit on.
No, the Jordans were not spit on me dudes.
Now, as like house words in Game of Thrones goes, like, you know, we're not spit on me, dudes. This is pretty
Yeah.
strong.
All the Lannisters pay their debts, and we're not spit on me dudes.
That's right.
Kids menu item access, excellent pick. And your third pick, Dan?
Really painting a wonderful picture of my fathering. The low expectations. You go out in the world as a dad. Say you have, so I have 2 children, 2 girls. I go out in the world as a dad, and people are like, Dad of the year right there. Took them out to the playground. They're on the swings. They're running around. He's making sure that, you know, they go, okay, let me get a wipe. Your hands are getting dirty. Like, you come over here. If a mom was doing the same thing, it would just be like, no one would even blink, because the expectation is that moms are going to do everything and dads are never going to do anything. So, like, you show up for one thing and it's like, that guy's amazing.
That's what, I know I'm not the first person to slice this bread, but that's exactly, like when a dad just sticks around, it's called stepping up. They're like, well, he stepped up and he's being a dad. And
Right.
we seriously, we just talked about this last night. Because when a mom is doing it, you're like, well, yeah, she's a fucking mother. And people almost get defensive when you even entertain the idea that a mom might bail. But when the dad sticks around, they're like, my God, put an S on that guy's chest. He steps up.
This fucking hero right here.
He stepped up, and that guy is doing the exact same. Well, there's no possible way he's doing just a little bit less work than his wife, but this guy is a hero.
No, that is for sure, right? You're like, I didn't know we had Superman in the park today.
Yeah, the big word, the step up. Like, well, you know, Sean stepped up and he's going to raise that daughter. He's like, yeah, no fuck.
As if that's not like that's almost like a requirement.
Yeah, I have to. The government says I have to pay her money if I don't, so I should probably step up.
Also, it was kind of the idea. Like we had a conversation about what we wanted our lives to look like and how we wanted it to all unfold, and that involved us intentionally having children. And so I knew that at some point I was probably going to have to bring them to a swing set and just kind of chill for a minute. And it's cool that you guys all are looking at that like that is a wild achievement or some kind of a remarkable sacrifice. But it was the plan. And
well, that.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Oh no, my mom just visited and she even commented because I'm just with Max. Like, we try to be as even as we can. And my mom said, she's like, you're just such a good dad. And then she said that my stepdad didn't really. She's like, he didn't really take Alex all that much. My sister and I was like, what? Why? Because this is a whole. So, I can't believe that a guy having a job, say like in the 50s, or probably even now to a lot of assholes, but like a guy having a job for 8 hours a day was considered equal to a woman raising the kids and doing everything else. Like some guy having to go put doors on a Chevy for 8 hours was equal to everything else that you have to do with
her 12-hour job.
Dude, how many? It's 3 full-time jobs, no joke.
Right.
It's 3 shifts of 8 hours a day, and just these fucking shitty dudes who, trust me, they're part of me. In the first month or two with Max, I was like, in my head, I go, I do understand why somebody would leave. Like I get the thought process that would lead somebody to leave, because it's like the hardest mental test you're gonna go through. But then you're like, well, like I've said, I got a ton of knucklehead friends that have done this, and if they can do it, I can surely.
Yeah, you do start
a lot
evaluating
lesser
it.
men than you have done it, for sure.
Yeah, their names tattooed on their stomach, and they did it twice.
You start realizing how little you think of some of your friends in that moment. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're walking around your apartment singing some made-up song to try to get them to sleep, and you're like, I mean, if this fucking idiot can make this happen, how come I can't figure it out?
So converse for me. when I saw Sean, when you were like texting me, being like, "Oh, I'm having, it's really hard." I'm like, "Fuck! If Sean's having trouble, he's like one of the best guys I know." I'm gonna be like on a bus to fucking Santa Fe, like 3 days in.
That's one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. Thank you. And it's like I've never had to lean on my friends, or like I've never waited with such bated eyes before, like just to get a return text to be like, "Hey man, you're killing it." I texted both of you individually multiple times. I'd rude Adam. I just kind of alternated through, just to get like a compliment. Like I was fishing a couple times, just because I wanted someone to say something nice about me.
Oh,
I
you
was
fucked
having
up and
such a
told
tough
me
time.
Right. Never again. Never again.
You don't tell a shark there's blood in the water.
You don't tell me there's blood in the water either, boy.
I always forget.
Yeah, man. Yeah, stepping up. Oh, this guy stepped up, and he's just handling half the responsibility.
And also, frankly, I mean, if we can be perfectly honest, not even half the responsibility most of the time, not even close. But like a reasonable slice of the pie, and it's still like that guy. Yeah, what a saint.
Dude, I was courtside for labor. I'll never be able to handle half the responsibility, because
Yes.
that is 99% of it, and then 1% pure concentrated power of will, which I can help with.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You, Billy Crystal, Penny Marshall, may she rest in peace. You guys were all sitting courtside for labor.
Yeah, and Mike Shinoda.
And Mark Shinoda. Fuck, dude, Mike Shinoda. Fort Minor. David, time for your third pick.
Where'd she go? My. This is another weirdly specific thing that happened to me recently. I was riding in a car with my assistant,
With boys?
and he's like,
Watch my fist it.
and he's like 24, and Casey and JoJo came on that song "Crazy."
Oh my.
No, crazy.
How crazy go?
I'm going crazy,
Crazy,
just
crazy.
thinking about you. And he went to change it, and I was like, no, you don't even get this song. So it's just like a deep appreciation for R&B music. Like, he wanted to change it, and I was like, no, you don't even, what do you know about that? I found myself saying that, like, what do you know? Oh, you've had a breakup? You know what I mean? Like, just really,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
you don't even, that, I was like this close to being like, this is grown folks music.
I'm not a dad at all, so I can't be like, yeah, dude, for sure. But yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
Like, I feel
yeah.
like feeling R&B is like mad dad shit.
Yeah, like really, like just like, and I'm just like eyes closed, listening to it, like
Dude.
my face
And I've
is
been a
like
dad since I was
wrenched.
13.
You've been a dad since you were taking baths.
I swear to God, I have been feeling R&B since the first time I remember hearing it. It's just
Really?
something about it. I just was like this. I'm trying to think of like the first.
When I was a kid,
Real
I
R&B.
was so against it.
I hated
loved
it.
it.
I
loved
hate. I could do like the older stuff kind of when I was a kid, but contemporary, like the shit, like Janet Jackson and like the shit
Loved
my
it.
mom would
Still
listen
love
to.
it.
Joe, all that. I did not I didn't get any of it. And now that I'm a little older, I'm like, play that all the time. Honestly, lately I've been listening to more R&B than rap music.
The first shit was like Shy and Silk that I remember really being like,
Wait,
I love this song.
okay. Those are two very different hit songs, though.
they are, but I'm just trying to think of
Shy
the earliest
is a
memories.
sweet ballad. Silk, you mean let me lick
Freak
you,
me
up and
down.
freak me
Till you
You
say stop. And I was like 12 being like, this is the radio. Everybody
Let
can
me
hear this.
play with your body, baby. That song was too sexy for me.
There's like, you just said it. Let me play with your body. Like,
Yeah, make
fucking,
you
I'm 12.
real hot.
Let me play with your body. Let me play with your body.
Alright, love, get out. Just let me play with your body.
Oh, there you go. Now, Ron. What's it gonna take for me to play with your body, baby? Lick you up and down.
Marissa probably barfed all over her webcam.
Yeah.
So did that conversation just inform what the playlist's gonna look like at your wedding, Sean? Like, all right, so what is an acceptable version of that to get out there? What's a not acceptable version of that to get out there?
Yeah.
Well, since we had the kid, we're decided we're not getting married, dude. We're gonna make her go to school like that.
You already have to.
She's gonna have to tell everyone, well, my parents have a common law marriage, and then I'm gonna have to explain to everybody what a common law marriage is. And then I'll show up with a lot of rings, and I'll be like, I don't know. You can't peg dad, dude.
9 rings.
I don't have a wife.
9 rings, all but the one.
How long you been married? Does it look like I'm married and I just...
Married to the game.
I got some killer fangs in.
How long I've been married? How long you been out of college, girl? Like, you know?
Oh, man.
I'm listening to Silk in that Cadillac.
All right. Sade.
Shout But yeah,
Shout
deep
it.
appreciation for R&B.
Love
I'm
it.
not even there yet, but I feel it coming. I feel it
Yeah.
around the corner. I feel it coming.
Love that song.
Don't get me started on him.
That's R&B, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cocaine and sex, that guy.
But like sad sex, sad cocaine. The sex just seems happy.
Yeah.
I forget why we were talking about. Is that how do you say? Is it WAP or is that wet ass pussy? I know it's like an older song now, but
Wow.
we were talking about how like guys have been doing this shit for years. About like how that next song was all about getting a boner. You know, that Too Close song. And I was telling Laura, I was like, The Weeknd, all he does is talk about cocaine and sex, and it's just fine. But then 2 girls hop on and they talk about sex, and it just ruins everyone's day. I don't know.
Ben Shapiro's head explodes.
One of the good ones.
Who's a
One of the good
feminist?
ones.
I'm eating an apple, and he's a feminist. This is all fantasy everything.
One of the good ones.
My wife says that if you need a mop and a bucket, then there's something wrong with your body.
That guy. That guy
You
is
little
just,
prick.
Come on, man. I mean, listen, if you
I don't
want
like to say this openly about people very often, but I want to beat the shit out of that guy.
like, come on, man. You can believe what you want to believe, but you're going out like this, you little fucking kazoo. Stop it.
Good.
Just want to have him gleek on an uncle. Just give me
Yeah.
a reason.
Show me an uncle.
Oh, man.
Show me an uncle. They will not be ungleeked on for long.
Out here representing the GOP and the Lollipop Guild. Go to hell, Guido.
Week
Yeah.
season 5 over here, dude.
Oh man, that guy it's really the worst. Anyways, yeah, appreciation for R&B.
Hell yeah. Time for Sean's 3rd pick.
3rd pick is going to be making up little songs and just singing little songs.
That's
Hell yes.
adorable.
I do it all the time.
Dora Bora.
Trying to like kill time, you got to talk to the kid, but you can't just sit and talk about. I can't just talk about The Departed with her, you know, because it's a one-sided conversation. First of all, you could. I could explain movies to her, but there's no feedback. So you just got to do something where you can just talk at the kid, be saying words. So I could either explain my day and just kind of vent, which I have done, or I'll just make up songs and just sing random shit. I was singing a song called My Little Fart Machine. Maxine, my little fart machine, my little fart machine, and like bobbing her knees up. I was like, you fart all over everything. My little fart machine, and her name's Maxine. It's fun. It honestly is kind of fun.
Did you just leak the new track?
He's going R&B now, too. He did a rap song. Like Adidas.
This one's for the ladies.
Like the first R&B,
Fart machine.
My little fart machine. Her name's Maxine. Farts on everything. Fart machine. She's a fart machine. I like the color green. She's a fart machine. Aunts are mean. Uncles are cool. Fart machines. Whatever. I don't like drool. Huh?
There we
Somebody
go.
better put a track on that.
Who's my little
Put a
fart
beat
machine?
to it.
Give me a beat.
Yeah, just making up little songs and singing them, walking around the house. I don't know, just singing little songs that don't mean nothing.
I do that for my cats.
I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard you do it. I've heard you do it for no one. I've heard you do
Yeah.
it alone.
Yeah.
Like just in the living room. It's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It's fun. I enjoy
Ian,
it.
with the cats, are there ones that your songs you return to, or is it just kind of like you try to come off the top every time?
I usually come off the top every time. It just depends on the situation.
Well, or you
Yeah.
sing a lot of AWOL Nation to your cats, don't you?
Baby, I should eat my food, baby.
Ian, I was asleep.
I don't care that you were asleep. I'm singing to the cats.
Try to go back to bed. I'm singing AWOL Nation, and you know I don't stop. I gotta water the lawn, so I'll be outside for a while. But
Yeah.
For about 3-4 hours, yeah.
I gotta make sure the sprinkler keeps going because the city tried to come shut it off. And
Garcetti was in the lawn. I mean, I gotta make sure it's going.
Garcetti's out here, all right? So that means I need to be out here with a rake with a knife taped to it.
3 more.
Like your own little bayonet where you're like, the water's staying on. So I can either water the yard with your blood or the water that's coming out of the sprinkler. Choice is yours, man.
Blood makes the grass grow, kill, kill, kill. However you want it, you know? David, did you have that one when you were playing football?
Which one? No. Blood makes the grass grow. I like that.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have that.
I didn't look into whether that's true, but that's what we said.
They made me sit outside for those inspirational speeches, and then I could come in after they were done. All right, Sean, get in here. We're done hyping everyone up. You can go in for your charity corner. Go piss your dad off real quick.
My finger. Charlie bit my finger.
Dad, one of those jerks on the other team stepped on it. What do you want me to do? He was so pissed.
Oh man. I lost where we are completely. Oh, it's Ian's
Cartwheel.
pick.
I'm still eating an apple. Time for my 3rd and 4th picks, as it is a serpentine draft. My number 3 pick, can't believe it's still on the board. I'm picking Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we have like our? So my dad's version of that was Jackson Brown.
Oh yeah.
He, you know,
Jackson Brown and Steely Dan.
yeah, they're all Steely Dan. Yes. God, yeah. Steely Dan. Laura's mom fucking loves Steely Dan. Loves them.
I've gotten into them this year. I think that's my male biological clock. Is that in the last year and a half, 2 years, I started getting really into the Dan. I love it. And I remember my dad listening to it. I remember, like, we would drive up to the Mount Hood to go skiing, or even Mount Bachelor, which is like 4 hours away. But the drive felt so long when we were kids, and I just remember hearing this one kind of music. And I was, as a kid, just hating it, just laying in the back of the Ford Astro van, just hating this shit. And then we'd be on this boat and he'd play it, and I'd be like, I hate this shit. Why do we always listen to it? And then in my teenage years, I never heard it. And then I was in my 20s, and I heard the song come on the radio, and it was like, back, Jack, do it again. Wheels spinning round and round. And I was like, oh shit, wait, is that Steely Dan? Wait, is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, do it again. And I was like, oh shit, it's that song I listened to all the time growing up. And I love it now. And I don't know what, like, it's something about it. It's just not for kids, man.
That's probably it. It's just not. It's just that is grown up vibes.
Mhm.
That you know what I mean? That's not.
You need to have the vibes of like, I want to enjoy this road trip. I enjoyed being on the boat and doing nothing. When I was a kid, I didn't enjoy that. I wanted to be around people doing shit. I didn't like calm times. You know?
You also need to smoke weed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure for my wife and her family, there was a Santana served a very similar purpose in the car on those sort of situations.
Absolutely.
It's not exactly the same as, you know, y'all don't know anything about this, or what do y'all know about this? It's not the same as the R&B discussion, but it's similar.
Yeah. It's less of a you don't know anything about this, and more of a, hey, shut up.
Hey, shut up.
Shut up. I don't even like relate to the lyrics. Like, I know a lot of people get really into the lyrics of Steely Dan because they're about like failed or like fallen aspirations, or these like sad anti-hero characters. I don't even care about that. There's just something I like about a well-played sax.
I get it.
Does Steely Dan have like a rotating cast of band members, or am I making that up?
Yeah, it's just those two dudes,
Uh-huh.
Walter Becker and the other one, I forget his name.
Donald Fagen?
Donald Fagen.
Casper
And then
Van Dien.
It's Casper Van Dien and Mario Van Peebles. And Nina Van Peebles. And they play, and they bring in, different studio musicians. And they even, like, bring them in and, like, they'll bring in 6 different bass players, and whichever part they like, that's the one they use on the song.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Love it.
Dan, dude. And they're named after a dildo, which is another thing people love to bring up.
There's a dildo named Steely Dan?
The Steely Dan, dude.
It's a tough night for me. All right. Good to know.
You're the Diamond Dan, dude.
Steel. I don't want steel in my dildo's name. Or
Well,
in
you
my
did a
dildo.
lady.
Oh my God, is that what a Steely Dan looks like?
Ah.
She just
I
look it up.
googled it. That is not good looking.
I think it's like a vibrator, right?
Why'd you do that, Dan?
There's a lot of parts to it, yeah.
This is your fault.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad about it.
The Steely Sean's magical looking. Everybody wants one.
Steely John.
Mostly available at the Gathering of the Juggalos, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got a little stand.
Steely Stand. Yeah, dude. Asia, that album. Pretzel Logic, Katie Light, Gaucho. Come on, Steely Dan,
Pretzel
dude.
Logic?
Pretzel
That's a
Logic,
damn-
bro.
That sounds like a hip hop album.
Speaking of Pretzel Logic, it's time for my fourth pick. Oh no, actually, okay. I'm gonna keep that on the shelf. I wanted to take it, but I'm not. But it is still time for my fourth pick. And with my fourth pick, I'm going to take sock indifference.
Not me, man.
I'm not
If
there
anything,
yet,
my
but I
game
get
got
it.
tighter. Because I know it's a slippery slope. I'll tell you that.
I just think, like, and I'm talking about the aforementioned Nikes with Adidas, sure. But also just, like, two different socks that don't match with the outfit at all, a weird height on the sock, either, like, just peeking out or way up there. It's just, like, I feel like dads get to a point where they just, like, don't really give a fuck about socks anymore. Is it between my foot and my shoe? Sold.
I caught myself, this isn't it, but I've caught myself like wearing the same shirt for a couple days and I'm like, nope, you go change your fucking shirt. You go do it. You have plenty of them. Go put a different one on. Same thing with socks where I'm like, if you have matching socks, get them. Wear them.
Yeah.
Don't look like a clown. It's such a, you gotta, if it's an easy fix, you gotta fix it. Because not everything's an easy fix.
That's true. That's true. You like, correct what you can correct when you have the opportunity to. That's absolutely right.
Put deodorant on if you stink, you know, because you're not always going to be able to like go grab a drink or whatever. I don't know.
One of the things that the kids will do as they get bigger and like they're going to start getting you presents, right, for your birthday, for Father's Day, for stuff like that. And it's always like it's a little thing that, you know, like they're not going out shopping, so it's a little thing that your partner can like put into the cart or whatever. And it's invariably like it's either ties is one big kind of component to that, but also like socks is part of that. So there's just like some like, okay, I guess I wear that pattern socks now. I guess I'm out here looking like I got like the fucking Power Cosmic on my feet. I have no idea what's going on with this.
Argyle. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how I get down now. Sure, no problem. And then you know. But so yeah, there's the indifference applies that way where it's like this is what's next up in the drawer. All right, we're going with this now.
Next man up.
I like that.
Yeah, sock indifference. Just a general indifference towards socks, I've noticed in fathers. And Sean, it's time for your fourth pick, and we'll get to your fourth pick and the rest of the fourth picks right after another short break.
This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by DraftKings. Now, in the NBA, the game can change in an instant. I mean, that's why everybody loves it so much. It's so fast-paced, high-scoring. No matter how the action unfolds, you know DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets just for betting $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub. And if you go on the site or if you go on the app, it can seem daunting if you're somebody who doesn't bet a lot or ever like myself. But you go in, all the categories are on the left-hand side, and you just click on it. You go, it has live games, everything that's going on. It has the spread. It has everything you can bet on. It's got the money line for you. But, like, you know, the games that are happening right now, you can just scroll down. You can see exactly what's going on. You can look at them, decide where you want to place your bets, play the game a little bit, make that money. It's fun. I mean, the whole point of the thing is just to have fun. You know, go bet. It's a good time. And they're basically giving you free money. You go in, you put in a little, they give you a lot. Who doesn't want that to happen? Go give it a shot. It's fun. Go put money on the Blazers. Who wouldn't want to do that? Live your life. But yeah, give it a shot. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code AFE. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Again, for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code AFE. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 8HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. Please play responsibly. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, KS, must be 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Hi, welcome back to All Fantasy Everything already in progress. We're drafting dad stuff.
Body talk.
Body talk. Dan Devine is here. He has a body. Sean Jordan's here. He has a body.
I sure do have a body. You got a body. David's got a body.
You bet your buddy has a body.
Yeah, that body's got a butt.
Butt
He's
body.
got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt. He's got a body and the body's got a butt.
My little fart machine. My little fart machine.
Whoa, Zoom. My Zoom just said playing music? ?
Whoa, fuck yeah, you were, dude.
Real recognize real. That's exactly
That's right. What's up, the algorithm? What's up, the algorithm?
Thanks, but no thanks.
His name is Sean Jordan. He's got a fourth pick. We're about to hear what it is.
I'm gonna go clothing route. Since you just did, I'm gonna pick polo shirts. And I'm picking that because I have 5 now. I have 5. They're up in my closet. I have 5 polo
Did
shirts.
you not ever used to wear polo shirts before, though?
No, I never did. And I honestly, I was like, it's like a switch flipped, where I had her and I was like, oh, polo, that looks great. I used I got a Mack Weldon one because I'm like, oh, that'll be perfect. It's got a wide collar. It's breathable, so when I'm on the walks, like I went through my checklist and I was like, this checks all the boxes, and it's stylish, which is probably wrong. I don't think the kids are wearing polo shirts, so it's like, that was one where I'm like, no, you're a dad, dude. You got like a grip of polo shirts, and it's fine. You're 40, and you don't need to look like you're not.
And it's stylish.
Laura, huh? You probably thought it was a 20-year-old broke in. It's just me.
You sounded like a kid, like trying to like convince his parents to get him a dog. And it's stylish, and it's comfortable, and I can wear it every time I go on a walk.
I'll take care of it.
Okay, you can get a polo. Dads, Proud Boys, and Best Buy employees, right?
God damn it! Do they wear polos?
Best Buy employees, yeah.
No, Proud Boys.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
This one specific polo. No, we're not gonna let them fucking take the polo. We did not wear red hats for 4 years. Fuck them. No.
I still wore red hats.
Yeah.
I used to wear a backwards red hat all the day, like Fred Durst. All the day, all the time, like Fred Durst.
Was that specifically why you wore it? Was to look like him?
No, but it looks like it. Because I used to wear a white t-shirt and I had this maple hat, Maple's old skate company, a red maple hat, fitted, that I would wear backwards, just like the Nookie video. And then when that video came out, I was like, oh man, I really look like I'm trying to look like this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I was just, ahead of my time, I guess, Dave.
I would say that.
You were always looking for something to break too, and that wasn't a good look.
I had that moment where I wanted to get like the like the Make Racists Afraid Again kind of shirt, like one of those hats that was like the flip of the thing. And then someone thankfully I had a friend close enough that was like, you're a 35-year-old white guy. You don't people aren't gonna read that close.
They're not gonna get in that
close.
No.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, all right, I see you. And
No, it says "Make America Gay Again," and they're like, "Well, we already knocked all your teeth out, so."
right. Now that we're close enough to read it, you're unconscious. Yeah.
You
Ooh,
can
sorry.
pick them up.
Duffed you out like Richard Spencer. Oh, tough times.
God, that was awesome.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
I really liked
Polo
when that
shirts.
happened.
It's just me checking the boxes and being like, "This, yeah, they work, man, they work."
Polo the Dawn, dude.
Cool on a hot day, hot on a cool day.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
David Boy, time for your fourth pick.
I did this just like 2 days ago. I just had a really long day and I was doing a bunch of shit. And then when I went to sit in my dad chair, my old comfy chair, I like grunted as I sat down.
Oh yeah.
That was gonna be my last pick.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
It's really good.
like after a long day.
I was gonna stand up and sit down and tell you that was my pick and everything. The sound was gonna be the pick.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah,
man,
that's
that's a great
a great one.
Absolutely.
Because that shit happens sometimes.
I love it. I make a noise when I sit. I make a noise when I stand. I make a noise when I go from seated to laying down in a bed.
Sometimes you got it. Just like it's like, and it's the problem is because it's like it's not even. You can't even control it. You know what I mean? It just happened.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It like, what is that noise coming from?
I don't know, but it's.
I'll do it when we're done recording, and when I pack up, I can hear myself packing the computer up, being like,
Yep.
See, I had an involuntary weird one where I went oofa doofa, and then
That is a dad.
and my wife went
oofa
Nope.
doofa.
Sarah just went nope.
She wasn't having it.
That one's not going to be allowed to stick around. And you're like, fair enough. All right, note taken. That's a good note. I'll take that.
You gotta stop mixing some Yiddish in there, dude. Nobody's gonna turn that down. Throw an oy vey in there.
I've thrown an oy vey out there.
Oh yeah.
Does it feel
I like
powerful?
it. Yeah, it feels good.
I like them. You know what? Maybe I'll sprinkle it in. We'll see how that works. I bet she would probably not feel comfortable enough, culturally to say nope on that one. I probably have, upper hand sort of relationship jujitsu on that one.
That's right. Jiu-jitsu
You can
indeed.
say it, and then
Some
what do you got to say?
You say it, well, Dan, go say that on the couch for the night, huh?
Right.
My Hebe friend Ian said I could.
Oh no.
I have two more on my dish. This is messy.
That one doesn't get a lot of play. The other one gets so much play. Hebe,
It was
though.
what? Was it NoFX that had the? I can't spit the title
Oh,
with
you can't
Hebe
say
in
the
it.
rest of it, but
Yeah.
2 Hebes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Shout out to no effects.
You know, it stood the test of time when you can't say the rest of it. That's
Yeah, that band title you have to have like 3 guys together to say.
That's how you know it's good.
Meet the decline. Grunting while you sit. Meet the recline. Dan, time for your 4th and then your final picks. As it is.
okay. So this is one where I'm sort of breaking from my lived experiences because I feel like it's a great value on the board.
Yeah.
Dad's strength. The idea that if you're the old man, like you will not be bested in hand-to-hand combat by your child. Again, not so much a concern for me. I have a 7-year-old girl and a 4-year-old girl, and we're not, that's not how we're doing things around here.
We're not doing it like they did in
You're
the
not even
300.
entertaining it now.
No. But
That's not how shit goes down in my house.
right, we're trying to do things a little bit better here. But the idea that was just sort of an immutable truth as I was a kid. Like, everyone was like, "Oh well, yeah, no, old man strength, dad's strength. That is like, you certainly would not step to your father because of this, power. That's this law of the universe." And I'm not going to say I feel a little bit, I got stolen a little bit by the fates handing me 2 girls, but like I'm not going to experience that. But I think it is an important aspect of like growing up as a kid, and I'm like, I'm not going to step to my dad because apparently, secretly he could turn into the Hulk at a moment's notice, or like One Punch Man or something like that. Like it can get wild with that. So yeah, I not in my lived experience, but as a power, as a just like something that cast a large shadow over most of the boys in the all boys Catholic high school when I was growing up. Felt like it was a good value on the board at this point.
I still think you should set up an 8-foot rim and yam on your daughters at some point, just so they know.
Yeah.
Just so they're aware, you know what I mean? You don't have to go out in the rain to see it's raining.
Make them sleep in the snow and kill dinner one night. Just, my dad tried to pull fights out of me a couple times where I'm like, Dad, where'd you even get the vibe that I thought? One time when I was 14, I might have been 13, I don't want to go into like bummer detail, but he pretty much tried to fight me. And I was like, are you you thought I wanted to fight? He was like, he thought I wanted to fight him. And I was like, you're like 3 of me and you're shit-faced. And, I have glasses on. There's all kinds of chips stacked against me. I absolutely don't want to fight. Now I want to go cry is what I want to do. And then I came back and he's like, then he was crying. He's like, I'm sorry, bud. I was like,
Aw.
thank you. It was crazy, man. But he, a couple times, because he fought his dad. He's one of the people that actually did fight his dad, and he won. So he had that chip on his shoulder.
Was he bigger than his dad too?
Yeah, but not at the so Buck, my grandpa Buck was pretty big, and at the time that they fought, my
Your
dad was
grandpa's
in high
name
school.
is Buck?
I feel like we just unlocked an origin story.
Yeah.
How have we...
I didn't know
We
he's
never
brought
talked
that
about
up.
this?
We know.
Okay,
We know his
Yeah, Buck is no longer with us. He fell to consumption as the other two Jordans. Not tuberculosis, but the thing that everybody thought consumption was alcoholism. Anyway. My dad was in high school, and I think he was about the same size, but he won. He won the fight.
Then he had to move out?
I don't know if he had to, but he did. He sure did.
What are you going to do, stay there?
I think you just fight every day until your dad wins at that point. Like, if you win the fight, then your dad's like, we're going to fight every day until I get a W on the board, and then you can sleep in the house again.
There was a sequence of events between my father and I when I was about 17, 18 years old that ended not in a fight, but in him saying, if you're going to fight me, you better be ready to kill me, and me deciding
Jesus
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. It's sort of the Kaiser Soze thing, right?
I was like, whoa, we're going there? Oh, no!
Well,
Wow.
because I still have this thing, and obviously it's not true because, like, every professional athlete's younger than me, but I have this thing where if I see someone in the world who's younger than me, I'm like, I got him. It's not true. There's no, of course it's not true,
I
but
know. It is weird like that. I feel like I could beat up any 22-year-old, but that's
I
not
do
the
too.
case.
I
It's like
probably
quite
could
the
beat up most
opposite.
of them. Yeah, but like, get me in traffic and show me somebody who looks younger than me, and I'm like, we pulled over. I'm sorry, I'll go to jail, dude. I guess that's what's gonna happen because there's no way this younger person's gonna beat me in a fight. Meanwhile, every NBA player is younger than me. Every MMA fighter's younger than me. I mean, it's just there's just no world where that's true.
But also, I feel like every NBA player is older than me, even the 22-year-olds, because they're tall.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
That is part of it, right? You're
Yeah.
like, there's no way that this giant... It's hard for... It's so funny because it's like, that's the problem, but it's like, hard to think of them as kids so much, you know?
They're taller than me, they're richer than me, so they're older than me.
Right. I had a moment with that where I was like, it was something at All-Star Weekend, and it was like I think it was Gatorade did a activation with Joel Embiid, and I'm like, you do 5 minutes, or you do a run through like a workout, and then you get like a couple of minutes with Joel Embiid, and you're like, well, this is the largest human being I've ever seen in my life, and so I confer a certain amount of respect onto him. And then you ask him 2 questions, and you're like, oh no, this is like a 21-year-old. Like, this guy is like,
Yeah.
I don't know, and you're like, oh, I'm talking to somebody who, like, yeah, was like a year out of college. Right, like, right. You're essentially my nephew, except you are, you are like the, supersized, evolved version of, like, your nephew, right? And you're like, oh, okay, you have to balance that out. But you standing there holding a mic up that way, you're like, yeah, there's no way to balance that out in your head.
He's one of the ancients. He's been here,
He's an
walking
elder
these
god.
lands. Yeah, he saw the mountains form.
I mean, Joel Embiid. I could take Joel Embiid. I still think I could beat up Joel
Well, yeah,
Embiid,
that's
but
true.
that.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
After a
respect
certain
that.
point, you're too tall, and then I could fight you just because you're too big. That's
You're
right.
gonna chop down the legs like Bret Hart.
Yeah. Can't guard those knees, dude. I'll get down there. I'll bite a hole in your, right where your reflexes are.
Bite a hole in your reflexes? That sounds like an Aesop Rock line.
Yeah.
But you
It does.
Dan, your final pick?
All right, this one, it's a little sappy, but it's the truth. The feeling when they run up to you, like if you're picking them up from someplace, or you come in and they haven't seen you all day, and they run up to you, and you gotta grab them up and give them a hug. That feeling, that moment of like, Daddy, and they run at you. Gotta bottle it. If you could bottle it up and sell it, you'd be a millionaire. It's a beautiful thing. And so much of what I've picked tonight has been about me being a dipshit or a deadbeat or some kind of thing where I'm like, yeah, I took him outside once and people told me I was the man of the year. Now, this will do a cute, nice thing. And that's the truth. They drive me nuts a lot of the time, but that thing, it like erases all of that. It clears the board every time. And so that, like, Sean, you are in a place now where it's like you're constantly on the clock with your daughter, and she's not able to give back a ton to you.
Not right now.
Not right now, my boy. But at a certain point, you're like that. That'll become a 2-way street in a different way, and that is going to blow your mind. It's going to be awesome, and you're going to really love that. So that is something that I look forward to, I enjoy very much, and I wanted to end on a positive note with that.
My kids better not run up on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there better be some lights on or
I'll
something.
knock those motherfuckers out.
What you fucking doing?
Run up, get done up. That's.
Dot your I's and cross your T's. You run up on me, Maxine. You hear that?
The last fucking dip
Wake
up.
up. Wake up so I can put you down.
Wake up. Daddy's got a message. Do not run up on me.
Do not.
You even dream, you better wake up and apologize.
You fucking built your last Duplo, my friend. You run up on me.
Oh, man.
That's all I'm saying, dude. David, your final pick.
Mine's not nearly as sweet. I have Working the Grill.
Hell yeah. Of course. Surprised it didn't come off the board right after War Dad. Two very, very critical kinds of dads.
Yeah.
My dad didn't like to have working associated with anything that he did, really. So the grill, not really in there.
You're already in many ways. All of your stuff is stuff you do, David.
Don't say that to me.
All you do. I mean, listen. Look at your list. You have a chair. You have an active interest in amateur sports. You like R&B more than rap right now. You probably grunt while you sit, and you work the grill. You do. You're a dad, dude.
I mean, let's just.
You're a dad.
What if a 4-year-old just ran up on me right now?
I just
like
pick one up.
busted.
I don't even
Captain
know
of
where it
Secret.
came from.
You're just a bachelor looking
David,
for a partner.
how did my 4-year-old get there? That's incredible.
Yeah, I know.
Our 4-year-old Dan.
We're gonna go to a T-ball game tomorrow. I mean, I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner in that I am similar to Genuine, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of respect.
Also, if you're horny, no, yeah, that's the grill. The grill's.
Sean, it's time for your final pick.
It's gonna be sappy and it's gonna be, very happy too. But unconditional love, for real. You have it, I have it. I love people. I would die for people. There's people in this world I would die for. I say it for real, and I'm not gonna exaggerate. There's probably like 15 people in the world that I would die for. I would do it.
What's his
But-
name?
You're one of them.
You don't ever let me
I'm
just
serious.
make a
I'm being
joke.
serious. So
I know,
there's like 15.
I know.
There's like 15 people, but then when I see Max, it's like this thing of like, if I'm not around or if we're not around, then she's not gonna be alive. We do everything. We provide everything, and there's just something, that switch that gets flipped, and it doesn't happen immediately. It didn't happen like right when I saw her, but it's happening where you're just like, you're everything. You're everything. Everything. I would break bricks. If this stopped, if we couldn't do this anymore, whatever. God, I hope that never happens. But I would, I'd work at a call center and I wouldn't even mind it because I know where it's going. It's not just going for me to get hammered or something. It's going to, to her. So, like, real, full-on, unconditional love. It's a crazy feeling.
It's beautiful, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But
bud.
as we bring the podcast to a close, not just this episode, but the entire thing, the last pick of the last episode of All
I'll
Fantasy
come down there
Everything.
and beg.
We had a good run. 200 and Marissa, how many episodes deep are we?
I don't have that off.
642 episodes. It's time for the final pick of the final All Fantasy Everything ever.
Stop it.
I'm going to take watching golf.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Strong.
Jordan Spieth.
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 Spietha.
Specifically, falling asleep on the couch watching golf.
That's a good Sunday.
I can't wait to do it.
Yeah,
I can't
man.
wait. I don't feel right doing it yet. I will fall asleep watching a baseball game, but not golf, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've ever watched a whole baseball game by myself.
You gotta fall asleep.
Yeah.
No, yeah. People finish baseball games? I thought there was just one continuous baseball game that people
There's only
sometimes
one.
tuned in for.
Mariana Rivera. Mariana Rivera. Mariana Rivera. Mariana Rivera. Just finished a lot of them.
You know what I thought of earlier, and
Yeah.
it doesn't fit at all into what we're we're saying, but I'm going to be bummed if I don't say it, is Luigi Van Peebles. If I didn't say it, I'd be bummed. I haven't.
Oh man,
That's very
that
funny.
is A++, man.
Yeah, man. That's a top 10 for you.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Luigi Van Peebles.
Well, now you gotta have another kid. That's that.
Yeah.
That wraps
Yeah,
that up.
I mean that's the only way to get rid of that.
Luigi Van Peebles Jordan.
Oh my God, Luigi Van Peebles.
To recap, Dan, you went first. You took taking longer than you need to in the bathroom, having access to the kids' menu items, low expectations on the father as compared to the mother, dad's strength, and when your kids run up to you with open arms, full of love. David, you went second. You took having a chair, an active interest in amateur sports, really getting into R&B, grunting when you sit, and working the grill. Again, a pastiche of David Bowie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Here and now. Sean, you went third. You took realizing your nice things won't be nice anymore, stroller walks, making up little songs, polo shirts, and unconditional love. I went last and I took war, not caring about movies and then bringing them home anyway, just like not having any hype, just a complete innocence when it comes to movie choice. Steely Dan, sock indifference, and watching golf. We
That's good.
left a lot of good ones on the board, but before we get to it, Marissa, did you have a pick?
Yeah, my pick is coaching your kid's sports team.
Ooh,
Excellent pick.
Oh,
Excellent
yeah.
pick.
Ivan Carmel coached all sorts of my teams: basketball, baseball, those two. A lot of different ages. He was a great
Yeah,
coach.
that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Was he a motivator? Was he somebody who was like, oh, it's more about the imparting the teamwork kind of lesson?
No, he was a technique,
He was a winner.
He's a tactician.
technique. We had like a more complex playbook than any other 11th grade rec league team. 8th grade rec league team. Pick a rec league basketball team. Complex. We were running fucking like wheel routes, like double hands off elevator doors.
Triangle offense.
Triangle offense. He brought in Chip England to Beaverton. Like, it was crazy. He was like running complex shit.
It's
Oh, that's amazing.
We left some good stuff on the board. Hard pretzels,
Oh man.
Dad jokes.
dad jokes.
One drink, whenever it happens, like just one, and then you're like, all right.
Comfortable jeans I have.
Oh yeah, comfy jeans.
swaddling, when you wrap them up like a little burrito and they're babies. That the
Aw.
act of actually doing that. You have to learn how to do that.
It's the most important thing. It's the only way Max can go to sleep. That's what I've been people hitting up at the DMs asking like dad advice. Know how to do that. Don't
Yep.
think you know how to do it. Know how to do it for real
Practice that
before
shit.
you have a kid.
Smoking meat.
Smoking meats, that's a good one.
I know about that.
I didn't. Yeah.
Controlling the thermostat real heavy.
Oh yeah.
Getting everyone out of the house. It's sort of a cousin to the bathroom trip, but like the feeling when you just get everyone out. You're like, I did it. They're at school, they're at work, they're wherever. They're all
Oh,
out.
that's gotta feel amazing.
Pretty good.
It feels good when it's just my fiance leaving.
Maybe dad should think about going to work too, huh? You fucking deadbeat.
Nobody that I live in this apartment complex, nobody thinks that I have a real job. Like I get buzzed whenever like they're delivering shit to other apartments because they're like, that guy's home. I'm like, I'm a fucking writer. I promise. I am for real working every day. And they're like, yeah, right. So we're just gonna buzz his apartment. He'll open the front door. Like no questions asked. No problem.
I'll be right back, Malcolm Brogdon. I'm sorry. We want to hear yours. Hit us up at AllFantasyPod on Twitter, allfantasypod@gmail.com. Shout out to super producer Marissa on the ones and twos, staying up late on that East Coast trip. Shout out, and we'll see you in Denver next week, Mars.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, can't wait.
Day after tomorrow.
We will have, when this comes out, we will have seen Marissa several weeks ago. And she will have ridden the horse outside the Denver airport all around Denver, conquering the city, being named its empress. We all know that happened. Shout out to everyone on the AFE Patreon. Thank you for holding us down. The Shaslackity, the AFE subreddit. Shout out to Saint Sue Carmel. Shout out to Frankie Ocean. Shout out to Sid the Dude. Shout out to Haji Beats. And more important than all of that, tune in again next week to another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything.
Luigi Van Peebles.
That was a headgum podcast. This is a headgum podcast. Have you heard you can listen to your favorite comedy podcasts ad-free? Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts, included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app or visit amazon.com/comedy ad-free. That's amazon.com/comedy ad-free and catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
This is All Fantasy Everything, the podcast where we fantasy draft anything and everything from the world of pop culture. On today's episode, we're drafting excuses. I'll tell you why later. I'm running out of time. Returning with us today is friend of the podcast, Jason Concepcion. Jason hosted the Emmy Award-winning digital series NBA Desktop, and he now hosts Take Line, an NBA podcast, Foundation, the official podcast, which discusses the latest episodes of the Apple original series Foundation, and, for God's sake, his new podcast, X-Ray Vision, which centers around everything pop culture and is available anywhere podcasts are found. I'm your host, Ian Carmella, and I'm joined, as always, by my friends and comedians, Sean Jordan and David Bordy. Let's get into it. Welcome to another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything, the podcast that was briefly discussing the art of chiropractic. Right before we started the episode, let's jump right back into it. Sean Jordan, you swear by it. You've started your own business. Go into it.
I don't swear by it, but so Jason's argument was that if there isn't like a tool built for what you need to do, and then you still have to do it, yeah, you put your finger up. Like, okay, go ahead.
It's a little more specific.
I'm just gonna say, well, there's a move called the magic hug that this one chiropractor does.
That's not doctors.
He goes up on the side, and it looks like a side headlock, and then he kind of jerks real quick, and then there's a crack in the neck, and he has to climb up on the edge of the chair to do it. And my thing is, if you have a name for it with a hashtag, and you're doing this all the time, literally every video is you doing this as part of your suite of different adjustments, then you should have the chiropractor profession should have equipment for you to climb up on there should be some kind of step stool or something.
Yeah.
It'd be like if I went to the doctor and they didn't have this, he was just listening to my chest with his raw ear. It makes me wonder if it's a developed enough science. If they're doing all this stuff, they don't have the right equipment yet.
You don't want a doctor off a field, first of all? That's insane.
Yo, giving someone a magic hug sounds like something a scary drug dealer would threaten you with.
Yes.
I'm watching a compilation of magic hugs right now, and this shit is mad frightening.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to pay a dude to do that to me.
Oh, it sounds like something
fuck.
somebody who hangs out with a Gary Oldman character in a movie from the 90s would threaten you with.
Yeah.
It sounds like something a kid who's not supposed to be over at your house does.
Yeah,
and your mom comes in, and she's like, yeah, that's why I don't want him over here. He broke your neck.
It does look gnarly when they do it. Like, they just, Romeo Must Die your neck, where they just, like that.
Yes.
And it makes all the sounds, and you're like, whoa. Because they really, in a movie, the way they snap someone's neck and then they die, that's what a chiropractor does.
I know.
But then you're okay.
But then you live.
Has anyone here been to a chiropractor?
Yeah.
I've been adjusted before.
You've been
Yeah.
adjusted.
They didn't go hard in the paint, but I got my back done, and it was they just go, and just all, it was sick, dude. I mean, it was placebo
Yeah,
or
it's
not.
pretty cool.
It still felt better, and even if it wasn't real, it still felt better. So to me, that is real medicine, even if
Okay.
it is placebo.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I felt better.
Yeah.
So whatever got me there, I don't care if
Right.
it was real or not.
I went once many years ago when I threw my back out somehow. And it did help a little bit, but then it came back. It came back right away. I didn't get like the magic hug. He put me in like a rack, like this crazy like.
He put you in
It
the
looked like like the shit that Han Solo goes in when they freeze him, that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
it was like a metal frame. I was in this rack, and he was like spinning me upside down and like spinning me
Oh, one of
horizontal,
those
doing all
gravity
this.
table kind of things?
Yeah, and like pulling on my neck and stuff, like while I was upside down, doing all that kind of stuff. It did feel better briefly.
Now, Jason, if I could go on a brief tangent here, I'd like to tell you that a friend of ours, a close personal friend of this podcast, used to think that Han Solo's name was Hans Solo.
Yeah.
It's a drastically
How did that
different
wait?
character.
Like one Hans.
He thought it was Hans, like he's
Oh,
like he's
my
Swedish.
Han Solo, where have my friends gone?
It just didn't hear like correctly when they were referring to Han in the movies. Like just
I couldn't tell
misheard
you.
it.
I
Han
couldn't tell
and
you.
Chewie. I don't know how much experience Shane Torres, let's call a spade, had with Star Wars leading up to this incident. But I assume he watched it. I don't know if he was like in like Soundgarden-esque bands in the Dallas-Fort Worth area his entire teenagehood. I assume at some point he listened to it. Also, I'm going to throw out the name Mike Malloy because he recently tweeted he stops listening if we don't say his name within half an hour. Now you're hooked, buddy. Welcome to the next 2 hours of your life. Han Solo, Shane Torres, not Hans Solo. It is one of the more relatable, embarrassing things he's done, though.
It is.
You can see how
you know,
someone could get there.
Yeah, I thought what felonious monk. I mean, I got my fair share, so
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not throwing shit. I'm just saying, it's not Hans. That's crazy. He's the one person in the universe named Hans.
Well, now there's other Han. There's Han from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
There's Han Oak, the restaurant in Portland. There's like a lot of different Hans now.
Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo Blade, dude.
He makes swords.
Han Solo also named Han Solo from the Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Han Solo, the character from that Adam Sandler movie where the siblings are having sex.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Oh, yeah.
Han Goodman, the most out of breath Jedi that there has ever been.
Man.
Oh, we joke around. It's fun.
We do.
I
We
miss
have a
you
good
guys.
time on this podcast, and that's
Yeah.
ultimately
We just
what
kind
it
of
is.
shoot the shit.
There is a fantasy draft element, but really it's just an excuse for friends to hang out. And that's what
It's
we're doing
nice.
here. Yeah.
It's so nice. It's
It's
wonderful.
like being in the army.
It's a,
Is that what that
it
is?
is. It's like, yeah.
If you watch Jarhead, that's what that is. Yeah.
That's what a lot of them would have you. No, it's just like hanging out. Hey, we do some
Yes.
other shit.
There's some light other shit, but it's mostly
Yeah.
you're just hanging out. It's like a big sleepover that happens all the time, and you get up early.
You want to shoot guns with your friends, right? It's just like living in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, if being in shape and all shredded up, if that's gonna bother you, then I guess don't join. But if it's not gonna
Yeah.
bother you, then join up.
I will say, I don't like a room with too many buff dudes. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'll say that for free.
That's why most stadiums don't have roofs, so you're not technically in a room with them.
It's the David clause.
That's why most NFL stadiums don't have a roof, because if there was a roof and you were in there with too many buff dudes, it'd get weird. The vibe would be off, dude. Bad vibes. And I have a hat that says good vibes only, so clearly that's not what I'm about.
Like something that I'm saying or searching or doing makes my Facebook algorithm think that all I want to see is fights at football stadiums. And I barely go on Facebook. I go in to see if
Something
my
that you're
family.
doing.
Something. I think we know what it is.
What am I doing?
I think your Google and your Facebook are linked, and it's you. The amount of times you Google the Joker probably feeds into your Facebook
it.
algorithm.
It's also Instagram. Like, are you watching? I bet you it's this. A fight at a stadium comes up on your Instagram, and
I
you
watch
end up.
it. Yeah.
And you end up. Not only do you watch it though, I bet you watch the whole thing,
Yeah.
like
I do.
end to end.
Yes, I do.
And when there's that kind of engagement and buy-in, the algorithm goes, "Oh, I know what this guy wants." Even if
Yeah.
this guy doesn't know what he wants, I know what he
Exactly.
wants.
It's unfortunate because that's the first thing I saw today when I woke up. I checked Facebook and I saw a fight at a football stadium, and I just watched the whole thing. That's the first thing I saw.
You're forged in the fire, dude. You're born again hard, of course.
But now look inside yourself and tell me,
That's
did
right.
you like it?
You liked it.
You liked it.
You liked it.
I don't like it.
dirty
It's
little
interesting.
bastard.
It's interesting.
You loved it. You watched it in
liked
the
it.
morning.
It is interesting. I will say that.
That means you like it.
Is peeking out from the kitchen like, ooh, baby cleaned his plate,
Yeah.
and then go back to the oven and they cook up some more.
I love it's interesting. Like Sean is there with his pipe and his glasses perched on the bridge of his nose. What's this?
It's not an Atlantic
Oh.
piece.
Another confrontation, man versus man in the stadium. It's a metaphor for life and the competition that we all go through.
Strictly from an anthropological standpoint, I find this absolutely fascinating.
Who will
Wait,
be
here's
his
my
best?
question. Did you watch that before you put clothes on?
Yeah. And I've been sleeping
Oh, you
in the
love it
nude.
then,
You
Doug.
love it.
You loved
You
it
love
then. You love it.
I don't. Again, interesting.
That's what. You know what else you find interesting? Skateboard. Hard-boiled
Yeah.
potatoes. Whiskey.
Yeah.
Those are all things that you find interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong. I'll tell you when you're wrong, but you're not wrong.
What else does your algorithm give you?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a lot of different fights and different. Here, I get this one. I get this one. I get road rage fights a lot, and I understand that because they must hear me in my car. But a lot of them where it just pops up and they're like minivan versus Volkswagen, and I'm like, like I'll sit up. That's better than an alarm clock to get me. That's better than coffee. I'm like wide awake.
All I'm saying is my algorithm regularly feeds me Sublime t-shirts, so there aren't any accidents happening here, man.
No, there are.
Mine feeds me a lot of like weird vintage sports attire.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
And
algorithm
then,
is
you know,
is
butts.
oh butts. My algorithm is like animals, Scottish people, and chiropractors.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's alright.
That's a good memoir title.
Mine's a lot of weird, like, front-facing Fat Joe. In, like, an airport. Just really...
At an airport. Casual Fat Joe.
You know, that kind of thing.
I get a lot of those. I get a lot of airport fights in my algorithms too.
Bob,
Instagram
what are you
Reels.
okay?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not talking about. I mean, I'm talking about it hella right now, but in general, I'm not out talking about fights. I'm not searching for. I'm really not. I'm being.
But you're
Yeah,
honest.
because
watching.
they're being supplied to you in an endless stream.
You don't need to search for it if it's coming to you, like a concierge is delivering it to you, and you're watching every video.
I honestly don't know how it. I really don't. It's wild. But
I don't understand how you don't know how it happened.
It's like you fucking cracked a couple eggs on a bowl, poured some
Yeah.
flour in there, mixed it together, added the vanilla, whisked it, put it in the oven, and there's a cake there, and you're like, I don't know who fucking put this cake here.
Where does cake get here?
It's like being a regular, like at a restaurant, and walking in, and they just make your dish, and you eat it, and you're like, I don't know, how do they do this every time? How do they know what I want? It's because you come in every day and you eat that.
And
If
what you
somebody could
eat
put
is some dude fucking a dude up in a Costco
Right.
sample line.
An anti-vaxxer pushing a flight attendant. That's what you
don't.
you
Were you in my bed this morning? I swear, dude. Like Walmart anti-vaxxer. It's so wild when you're like, all right, so I'm in.
Your
I'm in.
favorite dish is the kind of punches that make a guy's pants fall down.
Oh man.
Popeye. One that I got today was Popeye's out of chicken, and it's just like it looks like it's gonna be a rumble, and I'm like, It seriously, it was these dudes trying to get into the Popeyes, and these guys are going, we're out of chicken, and these guys are like, that's bullshit. This is Popeyes, and they're like, we're out of chicken, and then they fought.
I think I've seen that video.
I love the idea of you in bed with the baby, and that video comes up, and you say to the baby,
Baby's
"Oh, no."
downstairs.
Uh-oh.
Baby can't be in bed with you. Yeah, baby's downstairs.
Baby's got their own iPad. Baby's watching. Baby's watching MMA fails.
She's starting her own. She's starting up her own algorithm.
I gotta start her easy with funny fights, and then then we'll get into like real ones.
Oh boy.
God.
Sean S. Jordan on Twitter. Sean Cougarmelon Jordan on Instagram. Sean still in Dogpatch, South Dakota on the algorithm as far as the internet is concerned.
Yeah, dude, North Cliff. I'm out there.
How are you doing, buddy? What's the latest?
It's a lot since the last time. I'm excited. So one thing real quick. November 18th, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Me, Kyle Kinane, at the Icon Event Hall. That's right. It's in Sioux Falls, a place called Icon Event Hall. So go there. Please come. It'll be fun. But other than that, I released a rap song. It's called Gear Crisis. Stream it on Spotify or buy it on iTunes. It's awesome. Shout out Jeff Tyson, Isaac Lee. And then I bought a house. I'm a homeowner now.
Unbelievable. This is huge.
Just off the
Crazy.
Gear Crisis proceeds, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like a $20 house. It's a crazy market.
Talk about being a homeowner, dude. Where
How's it
is it?
feel?
What's the exact address?
We went.
Drop a pin.
It's 69311 Dank Court. My phone number is 187-6969.
Oh yeah.
It's so we went shopping. We're getting like new wood floors. We went like wood floor shopping the other day.
Wow.
Which, by the way, pretty funny, man. If you go floor shopping, if you want to be laughing the whole time thinking about like boner jokes, you can be laughing the whole time thinking about boner jokes. And then
Based on the hardwood.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
A lot of
then-
pounding and installation.
Yeah.
All of it. Every single
A lot of
every
different
single word.
rails of different kinds of wood.
Yeah, rails, reams, all that
A lot,
stuff.
of, a lot of cock and pussy.
Yeah.
You want the pussy floors? And I was like, no, bro. But I showed him my Facebook algorithm. I was like, what am I watching if I want the pussy floors? What am I doing out here?
Oh man.
This guy's pissed that Applebee's ran out of fucking Southwest taquitos, dude. You think I'm not watching that? Give me the hardwood.
Yeah, man, it's sick. I mean, it's gonna be like 2 months before we go in, but like crazy. I feel
So escrow's done, like it's your house.
keys in hand, dude. Keys in hand. Everything's done. We signed all the papers, which, boy, you got to sign a lot of papers.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. Yeah, I had to sign. It took like an hour and a half for us to sign the papers, but it's dope.
Damn.
I can't believe it, and it's because, and you know, out of character, I'm gonna get a little mushy here, because
Oh,
of this
no?
show.
Yeah.
Everybody listening
You
to
do
this
that?
show, I will not be made fun of right now. Everybody listening to this show,
You will.
you are the reason that I got to do this, and it's crazy to me. My dad, I was talking to Ian about this. My dad lived in a motel for a while,
Eat
and
Carmel.
I have a house now. So it's just crazy that if it can work, it can
Now
work.
I'm gonna
Things
buy a
can work out.
motel.
Yeah, I said I will not be made fun of. You can all the biting remarks. I will not take the bait. Thank you to everybody who listens to this show. Thank you to anyone who messes with it. It's just so dope. So that's it.
Describe the house to us. Give us the layout. I want to picture it in
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah.
Have you seen Platoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a foxhole. Yeah, we just went and dug a foxhole in someone's yard and put like some wallpaper on the dirt.
Oh fuck yeah!
It's a ranch style home, 3-bed, 2-bath, dope backyard. I think it said on the listing, dope backyard.
Wow.
It's got a shed out back that's been commandeered as the skate shed, and the queen gave me permission to put a mini ramp in the backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Now you move in early December, right?
Yeah.
Early December, cool. So you'll be there for the 100th anniversary of that murder that happened at your address.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention the burial ground, that the 100th anniversary of the burial ground that it's on.
On this very night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on this very night.
Interesting.
Year of our Lord, December 1st, 1921.
I
See
do
that?
think your house is haunted. Just based off some pictures I've seen of it, and I've run them past some very spiritual people I know. I think it's haunted.
That's all right, man.
Ranch style, no basement.
Yeah. Not a lot of
Okay.
basements up in the Rib City. From what I gather, I
Really?
mean, I don't know.
God,
Yeah.
the basement.
Well, they don't want you going down into the earth under the house, as we understand it, because there are things down there. They want that sealed off.
Yeah.
Skeleton man.
Yeah.
There's an abattoir on the floor, and do not twist any of the dials in it.
Oh, no, I've seen... no. I've seen movies.
There's a gate.
Yeah.
Do you own the water rights?
Can't even act like I know what you mean. If that's a joke, I don't even
That
know
might
if you're
just
kidding.
be an out in the country thing.
I think it's an out in
What
the
are the
country
water?
thing.
What are the water rights?
Like, you can own your home but not own the water rights to your property. Other people can own it. That's like, it happens in Elizabethville.
Like a creek. So if there's like a creek that runs through it, like you don't own the creek
no,
or something
like
like
the
that.
infrastructure water, like the water company or whatever.
I don't know.
I think that's an Elizabeth thing.
Yeah, I was just talking to Sam's dad about it like a week ago.
Don't know.
Water wrongs too, dude. That's something you know a little bit about.
Wait, are you gonna build the ramp?
I will help build the ramp.
Oh, you gotta make a watch along or a podcast.
Yeah, you
my
gotta
buddy
do that.
Ryan. My buddy Ryan, the ringleader of pushing 40s. He already sent me plans. He's like, let's get on it. And Laura, like, I brought it up when we were moving in, and I was like, oh, perfect spot for a mini ramp. You know, a little social bit that you do. And then
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got it, because we on the side we have a spot for like an RV or whatever.
You're gonna get an
We don't have
RV?
an RV yet. No, we're going eventually. 20 years from now, we'll have an RV, but we don't have an RV yet. So
Wait, are you gonna be are you guys gonna snowbird? Is that your plan?
Snowbird.
snowbird.
Does that mean
sick.
travel around? Like, does that mean drive to all 50?
Yeah.
Kind of one of those
Yeah.
things? Yes. Then yes.
Well, it means to escape those Portland winters, you hit the road, dude. You hit the
Yeah.
south. You're in Taos.
Hashtag van life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, sign me up.
Get some fucking jet skis now, dude.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah. Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
well, first things
Get some
first. We gotta
jet
get
skis.
Maxine into Purdue. She's gonna be a Boilermaker. I already got tattoos
Well, that's
cooking,
true.
so
Yeah.
yeah. Unless a Bearcat, would she be a Boilermaker or a Bearcat?
That's Cincinnati.
Boilermaker, Purdue,
isn't it?
Bearcat of Cincinnati.
I know. I'm saying. Where should we? I'm just going based off the mascot names.
And I'm saying we joke around a lot on this podcast. Get a couple fucking jet skis so we can have hot boy Portland summer.
Yeah, dude, you should get some jet skis.
Are we just gonna park the jet skis like on Belmont somewhere and sit on
I
them?
rent.
Just
I
put
can't
them where
have
your
jet skis.
RV would go, dude. Put them where your RV would go. You don't tell me 2 fucking Sea-Doos wouldn't fit in there?
They fit.
I
Also,
think he could fit three dudes.
they'd fit in the living room too, and then I could put the couch
Get
in the
a
RV
dude,
spot.
get one do and then like a boat that is
Yeah.
like the mothership for the Sea-Doo. So
You need
that
a
you can
hub.
be you can be out there on the boat and we're fishing, we're doing whatever, and then someone
Yeah.
can take the Sea-Doo and kind of like run around the boat a couple laps.
Yeah.
So I need Ian to lead by doing. He already owns a home, and I don't see any jet skis at that home. So you get
There's
some
no
jet
lakes
skis.
down
There's
in.
no
Where am I
way.
gonna
can't do
put
it out
in,
here. You
dude?
can't do it
Where am I
out
gonna
here.
put in? The
Silver
fucking Silver Lake
Lake.
Reservoir?
There's
Hey, you
not the
can't.
infrastructure here. We don't have the
No.
water rights to the
Thank
to the
you.
property.
No.
Like
Take it to
can't
the
happen.
Pacific
He lives
Ocean.
on a well. He can't have that.
Just
Yeah,
go
you can't.
drag it down the beach, drag it down Redondo, like all the way to the shore.
Redondo.
The Columbia River, the Willamette River, Hag Lake. All right, there's a drought down here.
Yeah, does he have to go on and keep naming bodies of water that you
I
can
will
put in at?
Spirit
I will
Lake,
pitch
dude.
on a Sea-Doo with you. Is that what you're worried about? The money? I will pitch on it with you.
All right,
Yes,
done.
we will use a whole month's Patreon and just buy a jet ski.
Okay.
I think we could get 2 at this point. Used? Gently? Or are you trying to get
Gently.
new?
There's no such thing as a gently used jet ski. If anybody, no.
Well, David will hold your hand and walk you through the fucking used jet ski market, dude. He's done it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
I get
This
nervous.
is my first jet ski. That's cute. I've been flipping jet skis since before I could drive. That's how I got to community college, flipping
Come on,
skis.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Giving magic hugs and flipping skis.
Yeah,
Skis, dude. David Bory is here. Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram.
Hey,
And that's fucking it, brother. How you doing,
That's-
buddy?
I'm good. Thank you so much to everybody who came out in Des Moines last night. So much fun. I am done on the road for a little bit, and that is good because I am so tired. Yeah, I don't know my next road dates. You gotta just see me in Denver.
The road takes it out of you no matter what your best intentions are.
Yeah, it's been like 7-8 weeks on plus all the other shit, so I'm just like, I'm fried. You know, it's
Yeah.
fine. If you count travel, I haven't had a day off in like 7 weeks or something.
I count
I can't
travel.
travel.
Of course you count travel. It's
I know,
harder than
It's hard
doing.
work.
Yeah, it's harder than doing the show. For damn sure. I
That's
think
true. The
it
show
was.
is the fun part.
Yeah.
Of which, once again, Des Moines. Thank you. So it was really fun. I had a good time. My hour is getting there. I did not eat for like 26 hours because I'm just a bad planner.
Yeah.
Did you know Red Bull's not food?
Yes.
But
Now that can't be true.
I
but
learned
if
the
you
hard way.
drink it right before you go on stage, it sort of works like food.
It causes your stomach to probably spasm and freak out in a way where it's like, well, we couldn't even deal
But
with
then you
food right
feel
now anyway.
alive on stage. Like, you ever be on stage and you kind of have to pee, and then you're like
Yeah.
really giving it to him? It's like that
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And that pushes you to the next level.
Yeah, for sure.
Was it hard to do the show after your
When you
wings
fell from heaven.
Your
Oh, no,
wings
sorry.
sprouted? Was that tricky? Like,
Yeah,
did you
that's
have
right.
did you have to stop?
I don't think you did it right.
Well, Red Bull gives you wings, so was it hard to like stay on the
Oh,
stage?
Yeah, you're right. I was
You dolt.
much
I'm the
like when
witty
I
one.
always do stand up. I was floating above everyone. That's what they buy the tickets for.
It's a sight to see. The room fills with a golden light.
Somebody hit me up about your show last night. They were like, "Saw your boy David. He was dope. He didn't bring up the skate park." I was like, "Oh, tight, man."
What skate park?
There's the biggest skate park I think in the country in Des Moines right now.
Why would I?
They
know
just
that?
had an Olympic qualifier there.
You ever say Des Moines like a cartoon sound of somebody getting a boner? Like Des Moines.
Yep. 100%.
Good.
Des Moines.
I thought that's just why they named it after that.
I assume it is. Yeah,
And it's
I don't know
clever,
for sure.
clever term for boner. It's I think it's Spanish for boner.
It's French, actually.
Bye.
Jason Concepcion is here. I'm fucking
Hello.
jumping in there. At network with a 3 instead of the second E on Twitter. And
That's
then
right.
at X_network with the 3 instead of the second E _X on Instagram. And I'm assuming AOL Instant Messenger as well.
That's 100% correct. That was my AOL Instant Messenger name. And
Yeah.
my Xbox Live, my Xbox NETW3RK, it's my Xbox Live handle since the year 2000.
Yes.
Damn, dude.
You were
Damn.
playing video games on the internet in 2000?
Fuck. Well, I think that's when they introduced the service for Halo 2,
Mhm.
and I was like, I gotta do it,
Well, we were
whatever it
playing
takes.
Doom and shit, like, in, like, 95, right? Like, Doom and Duke Nukem. Weren't that, like, 95, 96? Okay.
That was on
Oh, yeah, Duke
LAN
Nukem.
and then on dial-up.
Yeah.
Shake it, baby. Dude, milk 'em, dude, for sure. Shake it, baby. When you handed out the cash.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
We used to turn the
Shake
lights
it,
off and
baby.
just play Doom, and it was, like, kind of scary. Kind of fun and scary.
Yeah.
Like, there was shit around the corners, and, like, you know, it was fun.
I LAN partied some fucking StarCraft and some Warcraft back in the day. There were a
Oh,
lot of
fuck
birthday
yeah.
parties
That was
like that.
IK Cool Jew that was doing that, right?
That might have been Sticky McJew. That might have even predated IK Cool Jew.
I used to bring my Xbox and my television to someone's house once a week. We would have like
That shit's
Tuesday night.
wild, dude.
Tuesday night, like Halo parties where we would all bring our TVs and set them up like in a room and
I
just
love
sit there and
that
play
shit.
like that.
That's so sick.
I missed all of that.
I don't know if it was just the golden light of our youth or if the fact that things have gotten so big that like somehow those constraints made it more fun. But there was nothing more fucking fun than like hooking it up at a LAN party like that
Fuck
and
yeah.
just like fucking playing like six, or maybe it's that we just never hang out for like 8 hours and just play video games and eat pizza with no physical consequence. But I fucking used to love that so much, dude.
It was the best. It was the best. And then, you know, it's like, you know, these kids say they don't understand, like, unplugging your Sony Trinitron tube television and bringing that to your friend's house so that you can all sit around, smoke weed surreptitiously, and then play Halo while you're getting screamed at for looking at somebody else's screen.
Yeah.
You risk shattering every bone in your foot with every step you take carrying a tube TV
Yes.
from A to B. And it's
That
worth
like
it.
plastic is like hanging off of it halfway
Yes.
too. You know what I mean? It's like not attached at
Your
the bottom.
fingers, you can feel it. You're like, it's digging. My bone has to be exposed in my finger by the time I'm done carrying it.
The screen stays partially illuminated even after you unplug it somehow.
Yeah,
just
why,
because you've
how
been
does
playing
that
for so
happen?
long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She used to creep me out. Or like, you could see a shape. You could see like the shape
Yeah.
of whatever character was on there after it's off, and you're like, I don't know about all that.
David.
No, I did not do that.
All right.
I'm sorry. I want to relate. That's not where I was
I
at.
didn't do that either, but it's fun to talk about. Our
Yeah.
version was like watching skate videos all night and just staying up. Or we played Mortal Kombat a bunch, I guess.
Yeah. You played
Yeah,
fucking
I
Tony
played
Hawk
video
too,
games
bro.
sometimes.
Yeah. But we didn't like bring over the oh, you're just you never played video games. I played hella video games. We never
I
had like
played
video game
played
parties.
Madden. I was
Mhm.
competitive at Madden in high school, and then like whenever QB Vision came around, I think is when I quit. And
Yeah.
I never really. And then for a long time I just was not in like. Nope. I don't know, man. I just missed it. I missed the whole thing.
See, I
I have a PlayStation now. I never play it.
I didn't have a console for a long time, so I had people, like I had quote-unquote friends that I just kept around because I could go over there and like play GoldenEye for 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, see, I didn't even have, I didn't have an N64. I didn't even have a PlayStation 2. I had a Nintendo. A lot of rocks in the creek. You know what I mean? Just, seeing stuff afloat. I've got a good life.
A lot of wet socks. Yeah. Don't feel sorry for me.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Jason, we pride ourselves on being the only podcast, but you put the light of that in a big way. What have you been up to lately? Where can people fuck with you? You got a lot of stuff cooking.
You can find my my podcasts on Crooked Media. Those include Take Line, which I co-host with two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery, where we tackle sports and the intersection of sports and culture, and then my show X-Ray Vision, which is everything nerd culture from Game of Thrones to Marvel movies to Harry Potter and Star Wars, etc. And then if you're watching the Apple TV program Foundation, which is the adaptation of the Isaac Asimov classic sci-fi series of the same name, you can find me on the official podcast to this TV series Foundation, in which I interview David S. Goyer, showrunner, and various other people associated with the show. And it's a great show, and it looks like $1,000,000,000 bucks. Also, I guest on my friend the No Buffs, No Dumps guys, Trey Kirby,
All right, I'm done.
Toss, etc. JD, where we talk about Survivor and stuff. We talk about Survivor once a week. I guest on there, and we just cut it up about the show.
Oh shit.
Might have to sink my teeth into that the new Apple show.